next on our network. Digital Online Showcase, live on our network. You are now watching Digital Online Showcase.
Yeah, DOS, we live.
Yeah, we live and direct. I said hit it, get trial with respect.
Yeah.
It's like this real quick. Yo, cave him on it real quick, yo. Masked up in my garden, but my soil soft.
Yeah.
Feeling like never more for the cough. Grab a sage in the hearse, homie, blast off. When I pull up in the garden, that's a sight, boss. 100 seeds in the soil, get that price up. Compost tea, homie, that's a nice cup. Onion took 3 years, this a dice up. With the Ginsu knife, that's a slice up, homie. You already know we keep engaged. Hey. Hit it back when the beat with the fade. Hey. Never stop because you knew it in the last days. Hey. KTONE gon' tell her when we out the page. Yeah.
Hey, tell them when we out the page. Tell them when we out the page. Turn us up right now. You can call me Tone or call me Kamal. Just sign the check rapidly. You know me, it's a casualty. Got my nigga DJ Cave and I paid him. He wasn't even gonna come, but he still came. And I got game, SQUIZZY in the back, and you know it ain't lame.
Yeah.
We do this for the paper, not the fame.
No.
Shout out to GBL. You know we well, you know me well, you know me swell. SQUIZZY come and tell him what the hell.
Squizzy Taylor, money. Squizzy Taylor, money. Squizzy Taylor, money. Hold on. Listen,
What's that?
they call me Squizzy Taylor. It's money that I'm holding. And I'm in them Gold Boys clothing. And we fly. DOS here. Shay J on the show. J Love's here. Caving on the beat. Caving right with us. It's our network. Get right with us. We about to go to AP's video. This is shoes. You know how I go. Hey.
Hit the beat.
In the shoes that you in, Cortez is on the legend, whip to fit the crew in. My shorty got my phone buzzing, thinking I'm with new friends. Damn right, I fill my pockets with some crispy new bins. Peep out the scene for snakes and leeches, pick them out and move in. Still been with the same sentence, just a bunch of new sins. Them losses in them same judges, what got us to the wins? From grinding about what made me frown to waking up to a grin. Hold up, never needed say so's. We just did our dirt, we never made no payrolls. Latest homies on our shirt will motivate for pesos. Ain't no way they catch me slipping if I bang his case closed. We won't tell nobody nada, I just know I can't go. Ain't your ride to heaven when they come to take souls. Move it if that window move, them scary niggas hate those. Jumping out my body to get what I'm made for. Yeah, our biggest problem was ourselves. Mirror, mirror, tell me something. What's outside could bring me hell. Praying ain't no rendezvous with all my niggas in them jails. It's a murder on our block. Hope I don't know him, I can't tell. Cause shots above the neck or out of line but can't fail. Frozen by our socials, here we go, the pain swells. I can't take another loss and speaking shit that ain't well. I've been hearing granny sick, this shit'll make the same yell. Just hope to God it's still a way that he hear me. If not, I hope he understand I couldn't wait till they feel me. Feel like if it ain't the mission, then the patience will kill me. If I don't stop it, I ain't able, then I'm taking this with me. Yeah, I'm overtaking this city. Bigger dreams, bigger things, keep your grace and your pity. I'm never lacking, slow or sorry if you play me, you silly. The shoe can never fit the fool, we sidestep to a milli. Yeah, guess you couldn't fit the shoes. Yeah, I walk this mileage, we got way too much to lose. Say, and if you run into that fence and can't choose, nigga, then we don't need you on our side, make moves. Say, guess you couldn't fit them. Yeah, yeah.
DOS, welcome. How you doing this evening? DOS Season 2, Episode 3. I am Squizzy Taylor with my brother DJ KTONE.
Yeah.
We here. How y'all doing today? Like always, please like, comment, and share the link. If you can hear my voice, share it with somebody who can't hear my voice. Like this, share it for everybody else can tune in. You dig? We got a good show today.
We got a good show.
We got a great show today.
First of all,
right.
Big shout out to our sponsors.
Yes.
Big shout out to GBL headquarters.
Yes.
Not studios, but GBL headquarters.
I've been going there. It's dope.
It's hella dope.
It's dope. And they got a lot more coming. Shout out to them. GBL, they in the 5 points now, man. Book them sessions up. They going quick.
Yeah.
Grand opening party. They gonna do something big too. Shout out to them. Shout out to the Gold Boys.
Yeah.
Gold Boys. I'm in my Gold Boys gear right now. Shout out to them. Please go shop with them. They on 5535 West Colfax. All your CBD needs, all your hemp, clothes. They got a barbershop. They got a studio in there as well. Please go rock with them. And shout out to our network for making all of this possible. Damn, he just told me the new slogan.
What's ours
is yours. Shout out our network for giving us this platform and ability to even come and talk to y'all and hang out with y'all and get to this music.
Listen, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, all that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Our network, that's AHRR network on YouTube. You can watch this live and share this link. If you're on here right now, do not be selfish. Share the link right now.
Because we got some good information that the people need to hear this evening. You know what I'm saying? I think we should waste no time.
Yeah, we're gonna waste no time.
I'm starting to not like when we waste time and just not let the guests just come out from the rip. You know what I'm saying? I like that. So let's do that.
Let's bring out our guests, man. First guest I want to bring out, My sister, she been doing it big. She been doing a whole lot around the city, mixing, DJing. She got a brand new show called The Hit Spot. It's on Sparks Network, on Real TV. You can watch her on Real TV.
That's hard.
She been killing them.
Yes,
she go by the name of Core DJ J Love. Give it up for J Love.
Welcome. Hello.
My second guest, man, this brother is like all over the place. One of the most talented, skilled brothers I know, man. He has juices. He knows how to juice properly. He has his own seeds.
He know how to live a healthy lifestyle.
He can rap. He could produce. He could DJ. Man, he does it all. We're gonna talk to him today. He go by the name of DJ Cable.
Yeah.
Give it up for Cable. What up? And this other lady needs no introduction, man. She all over the city, activist. You find her on Fridays with Brother Jeff. She is with the BBI, the Black Boss Initiative.
Yeah,
she's an innovator, a major influencer in the city.
Yeah.
She goes by the name of Shay J.
What's up? And it's Black Business Initiative.
That's what I said.
You know, you said Black Boss. I mean, we do the Black Boss Summit. You said the Black Boss Summit because, you know, you DJ at Black Boss Summit. Absolutely.
Do black business.
It works. I mean, we might change the name, but for now, it's Black Business Initiative.
Well, you know, I've been doing so much stuff with y'all.
You're part of the family. Absolutely, 100%.
How y'all doing this evening? How's everything going?
What's happening, man?
Y'all in good spirits?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. So we like to start the show with the music. You know what I'm saying? We always keep the music first because we feel that's what we are here for. That's what's most important. So if y'all don't mind, we got some great submissions today. And we gonna play it. We just want honest feedback. We want y'all's opinion. Whatever y'all think, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to. Damn, we ain't got the.
We got it. We're gonna pull it up.
Yeah, we're gonna pull it up. But if we can get y'all's help while we go through this music and just give your honest opinion, and that's what they need. And if you in the comments, please give your opinion because your opinion matters way more than ours does.
Definitely.
So let's get it going.
So we're gonna start. Let's start with MHE Black. MHE Black. This song is called
last week.
Yeah, the song is called DMT.
Okay.
MHE Black, DMT.
Let's get it.
Yeah. ILUV. My favorite drug is DMT. What you do? LSD, MDA, and MDMA, THC, Mary, yeah, Jane. But my favorite drug is DMT. What you smoking? DMT. What you doing? LSD. What you driving? MDA, and MDMA, THC, Mary, ILUV, Jane. But my favorite drug is DMT. What you smoking? DMT. What you doing? LSD. What you driving? MDA, and MDMA, THC, Mary, ILUV, Jane. But my favorite drug is DMT. Yeah. I wanna make a plane and then I spark it up and I'm high as fuck, but I ain't high enough. All these fucking problems on my fucking conscience got me feeling like I'm in a insane asylum. I gotta figure out what I'm about to do. Cause my kids need food and my kids need clothes and my kids need shoes. But my bills past due and my car need gas and I need gas too. Fuck a job, man. I'd rather rob a nigga. Take from the light and took from my ancestors and my elders. Nigga, it's a miracle. It was built on the backs of the blacks and the crack and the coke and the drink and the smoke and the pimps and the hoes. LSD got me thinking. There's people eating nice and there's people eating dog food. Nigga, what you smoking? DMT. What you doing? LSD. What you driving? MDA. And MDMA. THC. Nigga. ILUV. J. But my favorite drug is DMT. What you smoking? DMT. What you doing? LSD. What you driving? MDA. And MDMA. THC. Nigga. ILUV. J. But my favorite drug is DMT. Yeah. I take off like an astronaut. They think that I'm psycho now. Really just a psycho night, a psychedelic, esoteric type of motherfucker. Only for what chose up, you never know. A scary motherfucker, yeah. DMT got me blasting off to another dimension, I ain't coming back. Psilocybin got me hella vibing, I'm a suicidal, thoughts I'm already dead. I resurrect and I'm feeling blessed like a Jesus Christ, Christ consciousness, godliness. I ponder it and manifest, and they like, what you smoking? DMT, what you dosing? LSD, what you doing? MDA, THC, nigga, I hear you read. But my favorite drug is DMT. What you smoking? DMT, what you dosing? LSD, what you doing? MDA, and MDMA. THC, nigga, I hear you read. But my favorite drug is DMT. Yeah, DMT, what you dosing? LSD, and MDMA.
MHE Black, that record is called DMT. MHE Black DMT. So when we give our feedback, we basing off of the overall thought of the song, the production, the mix and the beat, the lyrics, where does the song fit, like club radio, etc., and what would make it better, or just your overall thought of the song. We're gonna start with KTONE. What you think, brother?
So my thoughts on that, I think the song was cool, man. There was a lot of drug reference in there. I don't even know what DMT was.
So DMT is...
Tell me.
Me either.
Y'all know?
No, I was like, what does that mean?
So from what I think I know, it's like a... I don't know, but it's like a psychedelic. It goes in the same category as like shrooms and acid and all that. And if I'm not mistaken,
that's what
if I'm not mistaken, that's the one where they... you see people say they gotta lick the frog. You ever heard of that?
Nah,
I have heard of that.
That's like combo thing.
Like DMT?
But no, the DMT is like a synthetic version of like ayahuasca.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So it's like the K12, like a weed when we had
so like when the shamans in like the Amazon and like people go out there.
Yeah. I thought that's what they do the frog.
And so and then he also referenced like psilocybin, which is like the name of like the mushrooms. And then there's some other things like be real. I mean I can't get with the LSD, but I understand what the DMT was.
So if you Google it, DMT is a chemical substance that occurs in many plants and animals, which is both a derivative and structural analog of a word I do not know, but it's basically a powerful. It's a powerful drug. Okay, it's a powerful drug.
Okay. Well, anyway, for
psychedelic.
For what it was, I think the song was cool. I think the beat was cool, but it was it reminded me of like that's something you do some drugs to. Like I could feel that. Yeah, I could see that. Like walking in the room, nigga. Like, okay, hold on. You know what I mean? So I mean, for what it was, I think it was a good song. Actually, you know what I mean?
Shay J, what you think?
Man, I'm sitting here with all these DJs. So salute to all you DJs. For me, it was something I could bob my head to. I could feel it. I could rock with it. But it was so much drugs that I just wanted a little something else. I mean, for what it was about, it made sense. It fit. Like KTONE said, I can definitely see somebody feeling that in the midst of a real drug habit. Mm-hmm. So it fit what it was for.
That's what it felt like.
So job well done if that's what you were trying to do. You did what you did, and you did it well.
Kevin, what you think, bro?
I mean, I sound like it was from like Requiem from a Dream or something like that. It's like kind of a little too much, I understand there's like a place and time for everything, if you're into like film production, you probably might want something like that for a scene like that, But honestly, listening to the beat had an industry standard trap. I felt like the mix was a little dry, not wet enough for me. I mean, especially in the era of Migos, it's definitely not wet enough. Right. But listening to the lyrical content, bringing up Christ consciousness, talking about like providing for his family, really listening to the song. Yeah. I understood like what got him to that state to want to like sedate himself from like the pressure of the world, and feeling like maybe there could be other artists who can relate to that, but maybe that persuasion might be a little bit more too blunt, homie. You know what I mean? It's just too much in your face. Like if you're doing all that, like you might want to like tone it down a little bit. But that's just me. I feel like the sound can go
somewhere, especially more in a film, like sync licensing kind of
Yeah.
project.
Definitely a film.
Yeah, definitely a film.
J-Love, anything you want to add?
I thought, to be honest, I mean, in the beginning, I was kind of like, the beginning part of it was a little long. And then when it finally kicked in, I was like, okay, that's dope. I kind of like it.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like his flow was good. I think it's kind of more of a mixed show or in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not a club banger, obviously.
Yeah.
But maybe like riding and vibing. So, I mean, it was cool. Definitely.
Let's go.
Car needs gas, and I need gas too. I felt that.
I agree.
That was real.
I really agree with a lot of things y'all said. First, I would say that the song was too long. It was a long ass song, and now day and age, I think it was just too long. No matter what you need to do to make it shorter, it was just too long. I didn't like the mix at all. We had a conversation with him last week about the mixing of his music, so he's already aware of that. I like how back in y'all's day, or in the older time. I'm sorry.
Talking about?
In the older day, how the artist. Let me get to my point. How the artist would make a song that is literally about drugs, but they would be so creative with it that me as a child, I had no idea the song was about that. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what Kay was saying. Like, don't be so blunt about it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we live in a day where everything is super blunt. All our music is super blunt. But I would say try to hide it in the music, because if you don't know what DMT is, you still want them to like that song. You know what I'm saying? But if you do know, it's like, okay, I know what you're really talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, but keep pushing.
Definitely.
That is MHE Black DMT. Keep pushing, brother.
Definitely. Yeah.
Up next. Go ahead, because you ain't letting me see you.
Up next, we got Jay Scales. The song is called So Long. Jay Scales, So Long.
I'm ready. Me and my niggas been out here grinding for so long. Now you see us getting bread. You tryna get on, ain't been down from the jump. My nigga move on. Me and my niggas been out here grinding for so long. Now you see us getting bread. You tryna get on, and y'all down from the jump. My nigga move on.
Whatever you need, ain't no playing around. Gasping out the kindness at that station on that main line. Sitting waiting for my chance, so finally I got my time. Like a light without no boom strings, no need to clap it on. Boys hated when I faded that 14. It came home like a champ without no sweat. I kept it deep the whole time. I ain't played a rat. Now I'm out and about to let you have it. Put up on your neck, just banging the gavels, but no worries, I ain't coming back. Stay down for the jump, never switched up like a Kevin Durant. Kept it real 100, stay solid even when linguals mix. A young Khalif. Off in the mind system, no mentally. Fucked up my time, now I'm back on the intervention bit. Came from lights off and water frozen and cold nights. Sugar water, using my mind, pretending like cold Sprite. So fuck you boys trying to get on anything I'm with. Better come correct, cause I need it.
Me and my niggas been out here grinding for so long. Now you see us getting bread. You tryna get on, ain't been down from the jump. My nigga move on. Me and my niggas been out here grinding for so long. Now you see us getting bread. You tryna get on, ain't been down from the jump. My nigga move on.
I've been on grind for so long. Next time I don't I can't roll long, get no long. No longer weak, my mind strong. If I do it right now, live alone. I got it right on my own. And tell me right where I belong. Gotta go to the snakes, I'm alone. They sleeping on me, and they on. Holla at me in the morning, cause the early bird get the first one. Yeah. And I'll be up before the sun, no. Ever since I rock about it, baby, in the treetop. I've been to the top, and I'm top notch. Nobody is fucking with shouty. I swear to God, oh my God. Been on my grind for so fucking long, now I'm trying to get on. Cause ever since I was a kid, I never really had shit. I remember hitting the water, just take a bath, no longer starving. Got off my ass, now I'm getting to the grave. It's me and my team. Yeah, it's just a matter of where. Yeah, all I needed was a Mac and a mic. Nigga, this shit cracking and make this shit happen. If you wasn't with us since day one, then I like to tell you it's so long. Me and my niggas been out here grinding for so long. So long, so long, so long. Now you see us getting bread. You tryna get on, ain't been down from the jump. My nigga move on. Me and my niggas been out here grinding for so long. So long, so long, so long. Now you see us getting bread. You tryna get on. Down from the jump, my nigga move on. Both scarred from the boulevard. A nigga did scam after scam, I can't get a job. I swear to God, it's like I'm playing in the bully's yard. The money off track, I'm just trying to get my ball back on. Tell me where I went wrong at. I put a hoopty in the hood, you can see the damages on Carfax. You know niggas all crack, you brought me silver dollar pancakes, boy. You show stack, you can cough that or cough in. Ain't no negotiate, no line with a boss man. I lost 5 but made 20. You're staring at the star with a semi. It ain't a drop of lemonade in me. For that green, I got a crush like Miss Piggy's. I'ma do point twos till I'm all these niggas in. These niggas painting the game friendly all they want. I'm going line for line, trying to beat you to a punch. Watch me beat you to a poke. I'm orange juice Simpson with the coke. The way I start flipping and chopping them white bitches, guaranteed. You don't know the extreme that you're in. Ain't no mucking around when we swing on your limbs. Get off your ass, my nigga, get to the door. While you niggas mess, you know you mess for the most. And we gon' grind and we gon' get it. You niggas hate it, for sure it's too petty. Gon' get off your ass, my nigga, mash for the cash, do any moves. Get moves, and you know they know. You gotta get it now, you gone. Can't get down with the team we on. Get off your ass, my nigga, before you get last off in this race. You know
Jay Scales, that record is called So Long. Jay Scales,
So long. All right.
It was way too long. No, that's a long song. You talking about long? Yeah.
I was
talking about that's long.
I thought it was me.
And I still faded out at 35 seconds.
That's enough.
Jay Scales, way too long. Scrap that, brother.
Everybody can't come.
Nobody's ever gonna listen. Like we would have never listened to that song.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like he had like 3 features or something.
Yeah.
It's just you, bro.
Period. And the fact that you said it was just Jay Scales, like I feel like he was trying to give all his friends a moment to shine, and we can't do that.
And
we can't, yo.
It's balance.
I actually thought it could have been cool at first. Like I was tuned in at first.
Yeah.
I just got lost.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
By the end, I was done.
Yeah.
Oh, way before
that.
Yeah.
I was done.
Yeah. To give him some feedback, I would say catchy hook.
Mm-hmm.
Catchy hook. Hook was cool. You know, it could be better, but it wasn't bad. It was catchy. I remember it. I could sing that shit for the rest of the night. Just so long, so long. It's catchy as hell.
Yeah.
But like everybody said, it just after a minute or two, the day and age we live in, I started thinking about something else, and then I'm like, oh shit, let me listen to the song. And I started thinking about something else. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a lot. I would say condense it, and you know, whoever had the best verse, you keep that on there. You know what I'm saying? And hook, verse, get out of there. You know what I'm saying? And throw a bridge in there, and you know, that's just my 2 cents. Right. Anybody want to add anything? I know.
The verses were too long. The verses, they didn't follow no rules. Like as a DJ, that's not something I can mix to, or because it didn't follow no rules. I mean, it was kind of crazy.
For sure.
Yeah.
Anybody?
I think you had a chance to have a song that we actually enjoyed, and it was ruined by not following the rules, and that's what it came down to. Not following the rules. It was too much for anybody, and yeah.
I mean, the mix on the vocals was alright though.
Yeah.
But then when the bass actually kicked in, like maybe on a 30-second bar or something, I was like, oh, that's what I've been waiting for. I was waiting for that kick to come.
And that second, whoever's doing that second verse, the beat didn't support their verse, and I can tell they have a nice flow, but it didn't support what they were doing. It didn't fit. The third one, he came back and caught me, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen again. But the second one, it just didn't fit.
Well, in the comments, Siggy Sig said, I'm about to download Jay Scales. Dope. Slap.
Slap.
Yeah.
So like
if you have time, it's great.
You roll that.
Oh.
Good time. That's great.
It's great.
Well, Jay Scales. Shout out Jay Scales.
Keep doing your thing, man.
This
is the length.
Yeah.
And that's it. It wasn't like it was a horrible song. It's just lame.
Consolidate the track.
Yeah.
Consolidate the track. Shout out Dre Lanes in the comments. All right, let's keep it lit. Let's keep it lit. Keep working though, J Scales. Keep working. Keep pushing.
There's potential. Absolutely.
Definitely potential. Let's keep it going. Up next, a show favorite. He's on here every week. Shout out Ant the Artist. Ant the Artist. This record is called It's That. It's That. Ant the Artist. Let's go.
You can pull up if it's dead. I was out of town, I'm multi, get high in the cat. Murder my big brother, you can pull up and get stretched. Her shaking ass, I'm trying to find out what's to that. You can pull up if it's dead. Now flash they back to back, hop off the left straight into that. Her shorty wanna press, not a rolly bitch, you cap. Still gangin' with the members, so for moon gang, don't get whacked. Gon' cut a white, just blip it 10 and went straight to the rack. Got my sauce and pasta. Finesse a script from the doctor. My bitch a condom, shocker. Smoke more than a roster. Got a call, can't just pop up. Drain a nigga like he stopped up. Walk through dripping, need to mop up. Yo, bitch, when the taste was in my cup, I was fucked up, stuck, had to run it up. And it hit me through the dash, won't give a fuck. Like Tupac, I hit him up. $1,000 sneakers on, you can't make a buck. I had to get it out the mud, then clean it up. And if it's smoke, then it's smoke, nigga, steam it up. Put a price in your head, bro, ring it up. Dinga high, never bring it up. You can pull up if it's dead. I was out of town, I'm multi, get high in the cat. Murder my big brother, you can pull up and get stretched. Her shaking ass, I'm trying to find out what's to that. You can pull up if it's dead. Now flash they back to back, hop off the left straight into that. Her shorty wanna press, not a rolly bitch, you cap. Still gangin' with the members, 12 for moon gang, don't get whacked. Gon' cut a white, just blip it 10 and went straight to the rack.
In the game of life, I fell, I'm a felon. Stress prepared, armed like a relic. You fake all acrylic, I done reached the ceiling. Touch the paint at the top, stashed away $1 million. Zone, your boy in the zone. I went off the planet, so I'm scraping the ozone. Them boys packed to the brim, black Range Rover. I've been walking in the back with a black.
You can pull up if it's dead. I was out of town, I'm multi, get high in the cat. Murder my big brother, you can pull up and get stretched. Her shaking ass, I'm trying to find out what's to that. You can pull up if it's dead. Now flash they back to back, hop off the left straight into that. Her shorty wanna press, not a rolly bitch, you cap. Still gangin' with the members, 12 for moon gang, don't get whacked. Gon' cut a white, just blip it 10 and went straight to the rack.
Artist is called It's That.
Okay.
And the artist is That. J Love, we're gonna start with you this time. What you think?
I mean, I felt like the hook was, this time it was all about the hook.
Okay.
You kind of lost me on the verse, but the hook was good on this one. So I felt like there's a lot of potential there. Definitely, I could see some work going on there. You got something going there. But when you get to the verse, you lost it.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
Same.
I mean, the beat came in slapping.
Beat
I was like,
right.
okay, yeah, that. And then I understood like the, you know, like the vocals, of course, yeah, they were dry again. You know what I'm saying? And then the last verse, like, I couldn't feel it. You know, it was just the rhythm. It was just a little out of rhythm outside of that. But definitely, yeah, it sounded like you can go back in that one for a couple of times. You know, throw some verb on it, throw some reverb or something, bro. You know, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that for sure.
No doubt. Shay J, you want to add anything?
Yeah, I was ready to rock.
Right.
And I think there's lots of potential right there. Like, it reminded me of being down south for a minute. Like, I could hear that in a down south spot.
Really?
But, like, just go back and give me something I could really chew on, because that wasn't quite it.
No. What you got for the verse?
Yeah, the verse, I didn't have that. And I like to hear something like, yeah.
Okay, KTONE, you want to add anything?
Yeah. I think the first verse was better than the second, but the second verse, I know that's his song. That's Ant the Artist. So whoever's on the first verse did a better job with the beat, you know, writing that beat. I don't know where I could hear it. I don't know where I would play it. I probably wouldn't put it in the mix or anything. It's just a song. You know what I mean? Like, when I hear something like that, it's just a song. So I don't know where I would actually place
the
record.
Now you know, sync licensing on that beat though.
I mean,
Scrap the vocals and sync license that beat, man. That's it.
Very dope.
Right.
Very dope beat to give him something positive. I think the song had good energy, as if you were doing a show. I think it'll go over well with fans. I think it's a good show song. I agree with y'all with the verses. First dude went harder than the second dude. Hook okay, mediocre to me. I hear it on a video game. That's what I heard. I don't know if y'all hear it. It sounds like something that's on Madden or something.
Actually, could be. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sync.
Yeah, sync. It's definitely sync. It's not a song for the radio. It's not a song for the club. Definitely sync, or as a show record or album cut. You know what I'm saying? If you already have fans, I could see them maybe digging that. You know what I'm saying? If they know your style of music, which I've said about some of his songs before. I would put this above some of the other records that he sent us on previous shows, though.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? If I can add that in there. But yeah. Yeah, read something. You want me to read it? Did I hear a crow? What was that? Well, his flow I can vibe with for the first verse. Second verse could have been left out. Not sure what happened there. Overall, I probably would not download it. That was one of the comments.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I don't got none on this one. Yeah. Shout out and the artist and the other cat that was on there. Keep pushing, keep going. You know what I'm saying? And keep pushing. I will say, and I like your work ethic, man. You stay recording. And that's the only way you're gonna get to what you need.
That's real. That's real.
Keep pushing, my nigga. Let's keep it going. How do you say that? I know how you say the name of the song.
What?
Ooh-wah. This is Ooh-wah.
Something like that.
Ooh-wah. Mike Millie and Who Is Raj. Mike Millie, Who Is Raj. This record is called Ooh-wah.
I think that's how it is.
Okay.
Let's get it.
Every time and everywhere we go, in every single city, every place, make me walk in a little taste, feel like I don't need a meal, I just want you served for a side. Don't text me early, bitches, hit me after 9. Booty on that TL, hit you in that DM. BB know you see him, got me shining every season, yeah. No capping, I've been on 19, I'll be on, morning till the dawn, writing all these songs, shawty on my grind, please don't waste my time, I got my mind on money, can I press the wine, cause every time and everywhere we go, in every single city, every place, make me walk in a little taste, feel like ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah, and ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah. Paris to London, NY to LA, it really don't matter, I just gotta give me a taste. No matter where we at in this whole world, I gotta hold you down, baby, if you my girl. Now put your hands up high, put in my high city. You already know we get no pity, but we just coming round here now. Let them know we hold it down, baby girl. I don't wanna see you frown, I wanna see you smile. It's like cause every time and everywhere we go, in every single city, every place, make me walk in a little taste, feel like ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah, and ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah. Girl, when I see that body, I'm like, oh my God. All I wanna do is just have a party. Get it poppin' with the GBL spot, 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 spot. Get it poppin' with the GBL spot, 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 spot. Get it poppin' with the GBL spot. GBL's ride.
And Who Is Raj? That one's called Ooh Ah.
Ooh,
Ooh Wow with 3 A's.
Squizzy. Okay.
Mike Millie, Who Is Raj? Ooh Ah. Let's start with Kevin. What's the name, brother?
Yo, the beat was slapping. Vocals was nice. Vocals came through nice. 16s was nice. I think the hook for sure was catchy on the ooh-ah part, but like as far as every place we go, every place we see, like that whole part, I feel like it could have been written better, honestly, because the beat was lit and everything. Actually, the verses was nice. Like I would rewrite that hook.
That's good.
And that's just my only idea, yo.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to. I went to J Love first last time. Let's go to Shay J.
Man, I think DJ K hit it right on the head. Everything was catchy. Like I want to go play it in my car now. Like I was feeling it. I was actually like feeling it. I was like, okay, I see you. Yeah. And then you put the Mile High in there, but I felt like I was somewhere else and I could listen to it. And it was just that hook. I need a little bit more catchiness. But that's it. Like go ahead, record it one more time, and you gotta hit on you, yo. Okay. That's hot.
J Love.
I feel like it was a whole vibe.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's for the ladies, and I feel like we were vibing to it. I do think that there's a little bit you could do differently with it, and I do agree with rewriting the hook.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was a whole vibe. Like it sounded good. I would play that. I would definitely play that in a mix. I would definitely play that to ride to.
Right.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah.
It was dope.
Okay,
You got something.
I was waiting on that one.
I like the beat. I definitely like the hook. I actually want to see a video. That's something I want to see. Like, let me see the visual. But I could see that. I could see a video for that, or like, people doing.
The ooh-ah?
No, like people making that like. What am I trying to say? Like, I could see people using that as a visual for like a promo record they're doing or something, or like some promo that they're doing. The last breakdown, because after that, the GBL squash.
Right.
I think that was kind of whack.
Too much.
I think
that was too much.
But
I think that last part is when you make a good song in the studio, you're a little turned up, and in the moment you think it's
a
cool.
moment.
you're like,
stop.
I'm gonna add that.
Let me add the squad.
I'm gonna add it to the end.
That was one of those.
Let's cut that part.
But,
or do something different.
I like the flow to it. To me, it was a good record, but to me it sounded a little dated, and that might just be in the lyrics. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would have said 5 years ago, I would have said it was a hit for sure. You know what I'm saying? But it sounds a little. I don't know if music is still at that sound right now. You know what I'm saying? But I did like the beat. I actually liked the hook. Compared to y'all, I did like the hook a little bit.
The ladies, we still like it. It's definitely for the ladies.
We all
It's
like
definitely
the
for the
hook. So you
ladies.
like the breakdown. Everybody said they like the hook.
Oh, I thought y'all said rewrite the hook. I
think they meant the breakdown.
Okay.
The hook or the breakdown.
Oh, okay. But I did like the hook. Some of the lines were just too simple, too ABC. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. I knew he was gonna say that. Like, just put a little more creativity in the and what you're talking about. But I think basically y'all saying the skeleton of the song, he got something.
Right, he got something.
You know what I'm saying?
He got something.
Just put more thought into it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Just put more thought into
tweak it a little bit.
what you're doing.
And we gonna
you know
rock
what I'm
it.
saying? So that's just our opinion.
They're saying in the comments.
Let me get some comments. Hold on. No hit. Yes, no hit to me. A yes, no hit to me. Beat right English, brother. Jesus
What's
Christ.
Yeah, I was like, what's that mean?
Right, I'm like, yes or no.
Yes or no.
No hit to me.
No hit to me. That's what you mean by that? Okay. Somebody said the mixing of the song needs to be better. The beat is louder than him. Hard to hear the whole vibe. That second verse, my son could have broke it. She going, my son could have. I ain't reading all that. I ain't doing all that. She doing too much. That's good criticism, though. That's what we want, though. That is what
that was a real critique. Like, ABC.
Keep going. Shout out to them. Shout out Mike Millie. Shout out Who Is Rod. Shout out GBL Studios.
GBL headquarters.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. Keep working, keep working. I do like that.
Yeah,
though.
you have some. Just work it out a little bit.
They got a lot.
Don't give up on that one. That one's
They got a lot of dope stuff coming out of there. You know what I'm saying? They just they throw it against the wall until something stick. You know what I'm saying? So
They got something. They working.
Yeah, they working on
absolutely.
something. We was rocking with it.
Shout out
y'all, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to
Next one. Nicki Natural. Nicki Natural. This one is called Vibe.
Can't say that yet.
Vibe. Nicki Natural. I like the name.
Nicki Natural.
Nicki Natural.
She's pull her up on IG. See what she look like.
Nicki Natural.
Pull her up. Nicki Natural.
Don't get me in trouble.
Let's go.
No.
It's the year to catch a vibe. Last year was full of shit. I'm trying to catch a vibe. I'm trying to catch a vibe. I'm trying to catch a vibe. Flying through the city with my windows down. Music up, they hear me now. I'm trying to catch a vibe. I've been sipping for a little minute. I'ma need a little minute. I'm trying to catch a vibe. It's the freaking weekend with my people, and you know that it's on the night. I'm trying to catch a vibe.
Nicki Natural. That record is called Vibe. Vibe by Nicki Natural.
Okay.
Tone, talk to me.
I definitely think it was a vibe, man. That thing dope. I think it was a well put together song. You know, just the pieces in the hook. I like how she could sing and then take it to the rapping. She looked good as hell.
She definitely looks good.
She got she really has all the quality. I definitely want to hear some more music. I actually heard another song, but I want to hear 3-4 records. I really want to see if she's consistent.
Put your bread up.
You know what I mean? I want to see if she's consistent. But I mean, that's a song I'll throw in the mix like right away.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think it's dope for sure.
Nice. Let's start with J Love this time. What you think?
See, you shouldn't even start with me because that's my
Yeah, I don't think it's fair.
That's not fair. That's my girl.
Superstar is not fair.
My bad.
Nikki, you know I love you, baby.
My bad. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna ride with Nikki all the way. That's my girl.
Nice. Okay, Kevin, what you think, brother?
I mean, the track was nice. The beat was vibes, everything. The energy on it. You know, I was definitely somebody I feel like I can sit back and, you know, I might have to pull out the juicer for that one. You know what I'm saying? Like I might be in.
You might catch a vibe.
I might catch a vibe in the kitchen. I might be in the kitchen with that one. That was I get a man cooking right there.
Okay.
So, that's one.
Yeah. We won that one.
Shay, what you think?
Man, I literally thought it was a song I already played in my radio because it was on point. I caught a vibe. I was singing along, so I thought I knew the song already. I didn't know the song. Yo, that was a vibe. That was a vibe. It was a full body vibe. She bodied that. The whole entire thing was a vibe. Yeah. Yo, that's a track.
That's what's up.
That's what I was looking for tonight. That's a track.
Okay.
That's
what's up.
Well done. Well done. We got a whole vibe.
What you think?
I agree with y'all. I ain't gonna be the party pooper, but
tell us how you feel.
I feel the hook was strong, and I think that's why I would say I like the song. But again, I think the verses was she could have put more thought into it. Like it was a lot of it was simple. It was super simple, and I don't know.
But everybody nowadays is super simple.
I understand, but it gotta be to me, and this is just my ear. When I listen to simple music, I want it to feel cool, like had that swag to it. Like when she like lean to the left, not dropping. I didn't like that. And that's just me. That's just me. But I think the hook is so strong that I say I like the song. You feel what I'm saying? It's just But I did like the way she came in on the second verse rapping better than how she came in on the first verse rapping. I like that flow better. But. I don't want to be a party pooper. I thought it was dope.
We got it. Natural, do your thing. Show it natural.
Very.
So Nikki's trying to transgress from being a rapper, and that's what her music has been from Miami. Her music has been hardcore. Like if you hear Put Your Bread Up and stuff like that, that's what she's been doing. She's trying to transition into something a little more grown and sexy and R&B type, you know. So
yeah, I think 9 out of 10 people, probably 10 out of 10 would like that song and say that's a nice record. I just give my little criticism as it happens. Yeah.
But shout out Nikki Natural, shout out all the artists. I want to do one more, man, before we go to a break and get to this dialogue, man. I want to do something from my brother DJ Cable.
Yes, sir.
So this is your record, man. We're gonna do that Sprout That Life. Tell us about the record.
Let me get 2 jars. Let me just get 2 of those, and y'all gonna have to share one of those.
Well, I ain't sharing.
Oh man,
wait, what's happening?
Oh, it's okay. That's fine.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Gotta share.
Okay. What are we sharing for? You need this too?
What? First of all, we're gonna go to the record. Okay, we're gonna go to the record. Sprout That Life. Tell them about the record real quick.
So yeah, this what it is. This right here is the first certified USDA organic hip hop album. I basically started a record label that's distributing albums and packets of seeds to teach our people how to grow food, because I definitely believe that we in the industry have been producing too much plastic and too much degradation of like our planet, period. We can go down the line of like food, clothing, and shelter not being accessible in the hood, healthy food. I can go down the line.
We're gonna go to the song.
Start that life. Start that life. This is Pack of Beats.
Let's go.
I got so much seats, I got no more left. Pull up on your block in that veggie van. Keep my broccoli local like I always did. Give me a bucket or 2, I smoke a pint of the streets. I got so much seats, I got no more left. Pull up on your block in that veggie van. Keep my broccoli local like I always did. It's that eco hip hop healthy photo cat. Yeah, my veggie so fresh, spit so fresh, garden so clean, grown with the best, rose in my hood, throwing up the X, dirt stay wet, flex, 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 got a pocket full of seeds, what's next? Farmers markets always going how to fresh, look at the way that they
yeah. Meet me out in the way, ready to plant in the tree. Homie, I'm good. Green growing, big green. Start that light. Big 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 green growing. Start that light. Big green growing. Start that light. Big green growing, big green. Start that light. Big green growing, big green. Start that light. I'ma make you think twice when you pull up on the corner store. What's the shelf life of your food? They say, I don't know. Why you eat that processed food? They say, I don't know. Why you never try the fresh juice? They say, I don't know. I got gold grapes with the gold carrots. Roman tower gardens with romaine lettuce. Roto yams, ASAP, always for the fan. Plate it up like a chef. Post one for the gram, like. Big green growing, big green. Start that light. 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 Big green growing. Start that light. Big green growing. Start that light. Big green growing, big green. Start that light. Big green growing, big green. Start that light.
That's Cable Motivation. DJ Cable Motivation. Drop that light. Hold on, Cable. We're going to talk about that when we come back. We're going to go to a break real quick. Just for a couple minutes, we're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk about that record. And
Talk about something on that juice.
What's ours is yours. Digital Online Showcase. Water Me Sis. Game Point. Wazam, Coloring Castle.
If you don't fail, you're not even trying. I'll say it again. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. The chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you.
back. Digital Online Showcase. DJ KTONE, DJ SQUIZZY Taylor.
Yeah, I'm here.
Big shout to big shout to the Go Boys. Shout to Get Busy Living Studios.
Yeah.
The R Network. Please share, like, subscribe. The page is on YouTube right now. We live on YouTube actually right now. So you can go subscribe. And big shout to DJ Cable, man. That Sprout That Light, man. Sprout That Light. Tell us about that. Tell us about what you got here. What you got here? I've been waiting to try this, man.
Let's start with the music. Let's start with this.
Alright, so this right here, this album is called Biomimics. Yeah. It's the first certified USDA organic hip hop album. Like literally, I went to the USDA, got it certified. So it's organic seeds that you can plant in your garden, you can plant in your backyard. You know, we in Colorado, people grow in a closet. You know, but you can grow food too. So like, I think the conversation is really important because we as black people and brown people have like forgot how to get back to the land. We keep associated with being poor when actually we need to actually organize to buy up the land, take more account into like thinking about water rights and mineral rights, getting and owning like the minerals in the soil so that we can do stuff like this. But outside of that, you know, biomimicry is to be a reflection of the earth. I think it's important to talk about organic gardening in the hood because we're suffering. You see these super long lines all the way to the food bank. You go to a farmer's market to support somebody on the block and buy some greens. And that's what it's all about. So this right here is 2 grams of tricolor beets. And, you know, that's how we're doing it. You know, so like dropping albums like this because the plastic production is ridiculous. But at the same time, we can also feed our people.
Oh, yeah.
So when you, does it come with instructions on how to grow the beets?
Yeah, so you open up the package of seeds, there's growing instructions on the inside, full-on track listing on the back, and then there's a QR code to download the album, or you can just go straight to plantbasedrecords.com if you're not having that patience to be growing food, or if you got a tower garden, you can put the seeds in there, you can grow it on your wall, put it on your rooftop, no excuses, especially for your family to be hungry nowadays.
Okay.
Can you grow these all, wow.
Oh yeah, you can plant this right now. This will grow through the winter. Just so you know.
And all the instructions are on the inside, right?
Okay.
Definitely.
That's hard.
That's dope.
I got beets, kale, and arugula. I got seeds on deck. Holla.
Dope. I like that.
So tell us what's in here. You just juice up.
Yeah. So I made you a whole juice of some apples, some kale. You know, I threw in you know, something real, you know, beautiful in there. Got the fresh spring water straight from El Dorado. You know what I mean? It's all organic, and I think that's what it's all about. You know, I think if we're gonna pour up, it's National Vegan Day. You know what I mean? Bless is the Day of the Dead. You know what I mean? So we bringing in like this living energy.
I've been vegan today too. You know
Have you all day?
Yeah.
It just happened to be. Yeah.
Your body felt it. It's your spirit. It's connected.
Right there, right?
It's really good.
It's just like the.
Yeah, it's good.
I know, it's amazing.
Bottle this up.
And I put 1 sliver of yellow bell pepper. You might
so tell us what this is again.
Alright, so it's red apples, kale, bell pepper, and pineapple.
I feel the kale.
I love a good juice.
I feel the
So,
pineapple.
I'll be
with some ice.
I'll be making
in a
smoothies,
blender.
Right? Do we always need to have something green in our smoothie?
I mean, look, man, if you don't like eating salads, then just throw like, you know, a handful of like, you know, like some microgreens like the sprouts in like, you know, on top of like, you know, a quick little smoothie or something like that and just blend it in. Or take like 1 leaf of kale. But the thing is, a lot of times people, you don't want to eat your greens and juice your greens when they're yellow. You want to juice them when they're dark green. So as soon as you get them from the store, put them in a cup of water and leave them in the fridge like fresh cut flowers, like when you buy roses out of the refrigerator. They'll last way longer. So my collard greens, my kale, my dandelion, all of that I'm dropping in a bowl of water all together. Man, they last for about a week. I'm picking them one by one. Plus another way to do that, if you got a Vitamix or like a high power blender, get you some ice. You can sweeten with maple syrup, cut out the agave, because agave actually is high glycemic and will give you the issues for your kidneys that most people try to avoid when they actually use agave.
No, don't say that.
Maple syrup is your new friend, homie. That's what you need.
Agave, what they make tequila out of, though.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna hit on it. If you trying to drink tequila, then drink tequila. but if you trying to like sweeten up your juices and your smoothies, use maple syrup to do so. I've been making
this dandelion lemonade out of fresh dandelions, maple syrup, ice, and like 2 shaved lemons. Throw that up in the blender, high power, bro. Like especially in the Vitamix, yo, you can run it twice for like 30 seconds. I swear it's gonna be flavored. Anyway, it's just we eating fresh. That's all, you know.
So I have questions. I need your car. So what is the difference for those of us who are not as cultured on this topic? What is the difference between juicing and making a smoothie or putting something in a blender?
All right, so if you're juicing, a lot of times those are people who are like trying to create a solution to fighting cancer. A lot of times they're trying to like build up their cellular wall. Matter of fact, if you drink juice, it goes directly to your cells and it bypasses digestion, right? So when you're drinking a smoothie, it has to go through your digestive system and it doesn't go straight into your bloodstream. But at the same time, so for people who are like trying to take it easy on their intestinal system and stuff like that, that's probably what they're gonna do. Like for instance, there's some cats out there who like reversing all kind of illness. Shout out to Dr. Sebi. Shout out to Queen Afua. Shout out to Dick Gregory. All the elders, Lalia Africa, and my man Aris Latham, who's been putting the movement, because it was actually African people in Rastafari who actually brought veganism to America, and then that concept was brought into like this Eurocentric theory that only white people eat healthy. And it's actually it was the Rastas who put us on. So like, shout out to the Rasta man who's eating ital, because these concepts have definitely been lost, and we need to go back to that, because that's like exactly what the reason why homies talk about DMT and all that. It's because ayahuasca and the ancient roots and the technology that we had before technology was more about us being connected to the shamans and that sacred ancient wisdom. And so plant medicine goes back into that. It's more than just utilizing marijuana to like cure cancer and cure all these other issues. It's actually the plants and the chlorophyll from the sun. And we get back to that, you cut out that middleman, and then, it's just a whole nother conversation that, we're going to need some time on, for real.
So to answer my question, I think you said that juicing does not go through the digestive system, but smoothies do.
Yeah,
so
and the juice goes straight to your blood. Straight to your blood. And like if I give you some fresh pressed juice, out of my pure juice, or like you'll feel it in your eyes. You'll feel it in the oxygen will flood through your system, and it'll give you more energy than coffee. Straight up.
Nice.
Definitely don't.
I've had some of this juice he speaks on to die for.
Is this some of it? Is this some of it?
That right here. That's a whole juice smoothie.
Yeah.
So it's not. I did not remove the pulp. So the pulp is actually is so pureed that it's gonna go through your system correctly. You know what I mean? Instead of like me removing the pulp, which can like sometimes what it does, it can create like that natural brush through the intestines, because your intestines like 32 long feet. But think about that too. That's mad long. So a lot of times when people have like a lot of plaque in their colon, all you gotta do is just brush it out. When you get colonics and all that other stuff, you can use collard greens and juice, and you can use like orange juice, and it'll literally take away all that plaque within the intestines. I've been learning about different ways to cleanse ourselves, because you already know, man, we in this situation of just being in the hood, eating processed food. I grew up, shout out to Ben's Supermarket, hooking me up on that sugar crack every day when I was a kid after school. And I learned to just transform. And that's what it's all about, because can't be on that forever, man.
So what's the best way for someone to find research, or if someone says, okay, I want to change my life today and start juicing and start being healthy, what's the best way for them to research or
get the correct information?
Knowledge.
Hey man, I've been vegan for over 20 years. I'll be real with you. Back in the day, I couldn't find that. Now I was going to the Asian market. I was going to the farmer's market. I was in your grandma's backyard, you know what I'm saying, where the collard greens is at. Now I can throw a rock and find a veggie burger. It's real easy. Throw me that box real quick. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not even that deep. Like, you can go anywhere and find something that might be good for you. But hold up real quick. I brought some apples for the squad. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you dope. That's love. Now this is love. You care about our real life.
Right.
And then alright, so it's National Vegan Day, so I brought in this some like mushroom jerky. This is mushroom jerky. And then this one
This one is like, you know, just like a maple, baby. They're gonna open the one up on that side. You can open up this one. So like, there ain't no more excuses. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we eat meat because we were taught to, because it's subsidized and the government makes mad money off of it. And the fact is, straight point blank, you don't even have to be in that way. I'm gonna get into it because we know that animal saturated fats is the #1 reason why a lot of us have been like dealing with type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Right. Heart disease is the #1 killer in America. It's not police brutality, you know. It's actually the fact that they got all these like fast food spots in the hood, and then they create these issues of redlining where we can't find access to healthy food, and until it completely is gentrified, we actually get that access then. But now what we can do, you know what I'm saying, is just organize ourselves and be collective, you know, in our consciousness around like land ownership, developing our own health and wellness, and having access to policing ourselves. And what that looks like is definitely having water conservation, sustainability at the forefront of our ideas, and what we're gonna do to like have access to not compromise the future for young people. If I told you straight up, every 6 minutes there's a football field cut down in the Amazon. Straight up, that's real talk.
You're trying to get that over there.
And that's for cattle farming.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's like 500 gallons per beef patty of water, right? Well, you know, with 500 gallons, how much acres I can grow food. I only need 300 gallons, as a matter of fact.
You said one beef patty,
bruh.
Wow.
Bruh,
I have a question.
Vegan jerky?
Yeah,
what? It's amazing.
Maple
It is.
bacon.
It's good.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Slide it over here. You
So
know
my
how big-
niece, who's my heart and soul, she just got diagnosed with lupus a year ago, and now she's in stage 3 cancer. Kidney failure. Is like, what would you suggest for her? Because she is trying to make that switch to a more healthier like type of food and stuff, and I want her to do a more holistic approach instead of all the pills that they're trying to give her right now.
Talk. You know, I'm straight up, like, I'm not a professional, you know, medicinal, none of that, homie. I'm gonna be real with you, but word on the street. Word on the street.
Word on the street.
I know a guy knows a guy knows a cousin of a guy.
Okay.
That
guy
said, that you can reverse all of that.
Come on now.
With some fresh pressed juice, transforming the way you eat, and like, you know, this is the reason why they got rid of Sebi. This is the reason why This is the reason why he ended up dead. You know, with $30,000 on him.
Come on,
you know
talk
what I'm saying?
that.
This is the reason why, like, you know, people like Dr. Dick Gregory has been, you know, pacified, and you know, so it's like, shout out to the late great Jay Dilla, and shout out to a lot of the artists that you know, Nipsey, straight up, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Extra P, you know what I mean? Because I think about what's going on between Styles P, between what happened to Prodigy, between what happened to Big Pun, all these food-related illnesses, and within the hip-hop community, we're not talking about it. It's basically because we're ignoring the fact that Phife Dawg still died from diabetes, and we still rap about him being a funky diabetic. What can we do to transform that conversation? I think it really looks about promoting health and wellness in the natural form. And honestly, I do know a guy, and there is a spot in Mexico called the Gerson Institute that uses that same kind of juicer that I have, and they've been reversing people.
That's what I keep telling baby.
There's a guy named Max Gerson, and his daughter created the Gerson Institute, and they got like a whole facility. They were like reversing stuff like that. But you know what? Shout out to all the elders, because you know that's really what it's all about, because they've been surviving.
So do you feel like, okay, the research is out there, but do you feel like how deep are you into, like, you know, meditation and all that, and getting the answers from meditating?
Hey man, I think it's really important. You know, me having like, you know, a big juice, you know, in the middle of the day, and then like thinking that I can just go and just be foul after that, it's not balanced. You know what I'm saying? I done seen some angry yoga teachers.
Right.
You know, I've seen the distractions, you know what I mean, take over, you know, within like of that ego of like some of our greatest teachers. And I feel like, you know, to find light within yourself, you know what I'm saying, and to be like water, as Master Bruce Lee would say, allows us to reflect, you know, the higher consciousness within each other. You know what I mean? So meditation being that, That's dope. I think for sure our body is like, well, yeah, that's the Bugatti, right? Do you put regular gas in the Bugatti? Never that. So that's the same thing. Once we transform and we realign ourselves with health and wellness, everything around us is a part of that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, to say and to live that lifestyle of like, you know, what it means, a life and literally the sound of life itself. I think we got to get, you know, more in touch with like nature and itself, man. Like meditation for me is deeper than just like lighting up the crime. Mostly, I'll be real with you, bro. It's that walk through the mountains. You know, it's that time, well, without technology. You know, that time without ego. And when we find that for ourselves, you know what I'm saying, we can have gratitude for everyone who's continuing to create. We can see that reflection and that failure in each other. You know what I mean? You know that we were there too. Real talk.
It's that 4:30 in the morning workout.
That's it. That 4:30. That 4:30 wake up. That's it.
So ladies, how do y'all feel about health and wellness and eating properly and meditating and all that?
Yeah, I mean, I just started getting back in the gym. I'm normally in the gym. I lost it when I got sick and I was at home a lot, but now I'm back there. I've been there like 2 weeks, and it just is a whole vibe. Like, it makes me feel better. My mind is better. My energy is better. So, I mean, and I've already been thinking about cutting out meat. I've already been there. I'm already thinking, like, I could do without this. Real talk. Because look at our kids. Like, ain't no way a 10-year-old should look like a grown woman. And that's what's happening right now with meat and stuff. Like, they're giving our kids stuff that they shouldn't even be eating. If you really research it and really find the research on it, they, like, if a cow has cancer, they cut out the cancer part and still sell the beef to the regular stores.
Wow, yo.
Why? Why are you doing that? You know, like, that cow has cancer. You still selling the meat. You just cut that little piece out. That's not getting rid of it, you know. So I'm already there. I'm already right there.
I want to be there, man. That shit's harder done than said.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what
right,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Because we got more.
No, I only have one.
I'm about to
hook up with you. No, but I think we hit on something that's
so look, hold
important.
on. All right, so for y'all
Yeah, show
wondering,
them that.
so we were passing around covered cashew butter, organic covered cashews.
I got Louisville vegan jerky, maple bacon.
Yep.
And it is
You know what?
phenomenal.
Louisville jerky needs it. They need an ass so they can go ahead and lock up the cops who killed Breonna Taylor.
Thank you. Somebody.
How do we?
How do we find stuff?
And this is mushroom jerky. Mushroom. We can't even say beef jerky. It's mushroom jerky. Yeah, Applewood barbecue.
It's really good.
How do you find
That's shiitake
things
mushrooms.
Like
Huh?
Yeah. Oh, that's shiitake mushrooms.
this
Is
mushroom
this, is this product
Yeah, that's
you
actually
sell?
shiitake mushrooms.
I
Is
mean,
this
like,
stuff you sell?
out of here
Nah,
mushroom.
but I got where you get this? Yo, there's a spot in Denver on First and Ellsworth called Nooch Vegan Market. There's a whole bodega full of vegan food. They got everything in there. They got vegan wings. They got the cauliflower wings.
What is that by? Give me a landmark.
It's on First and Broadway.
Okay.
Or right over there by Mutiny Books. It's like right behind it. It's on First. It's called Nooch Vegan Market. Nooch.
Nooch Vegan Market.
Yeah, Nooch.
I'm gonna put it in the comments for y'all.
Yep. And they on Instagram.
Why is all this so good right now? Y'all?
It's your body.
I've only had one cat.
Tell them you're trying to hide some shit.
Hey man,
I hope those cashews come back.
I'm hating.
No, but I think that's a real thing is that we have to really start talking about it in our community. Health and wellness is essential. It is. And I just made a post a couple of days ago, and it was something I had said and did a preview thing with Lizzo, and that was one thing we talked about is being women that are curvy and things like that. They think you don't work out, and I've been working out my entire life, at least 4 days a week. Like, it's a real thing for me, but it's really not about being at the size that people think you should be, but it's being at a place of health and wellness, and it really is, and feeling good. And I juice and I smoothie and all those things, and I'm able to be clear, and that's why I've been an entrepreneur for 10 plus years, and I'm able to be clear.
Do y'all think that?
Moves.
Do you guys think that the two have to go hand in hand as like working out and eating?
I think it's a combo pack because it helps you with everything.
The
It's
body
a
break down if the body don't move.
Period.
You know what I'm saying?
Every day you gotta do something, whether it's 30 minutes of cardio.
I'm gonna be a curvy
I'm gonna be curvy
It's
even when
not
I'm
going
at
nowhere.
my
I can work
smallest
out all
size.
the time. What I hear from people time and time again is you are solid. Yeah, I'm gonna be solid.
Period.
That's my makeup.
Right.
That's what
But
I'm
I'm still gonna work out. I'm still feel good. I'm
I'm
gonna still do healthy things because it's a mental thing. And when you feel good, you look good, you operate well, and everything comes into full alignment. So it's
Thank you.
Like absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's true.
I love it.
I don't know where those cashews are.
I love it.
I'm not quite sure.
How do we know?
Oh, someone stole the cashews.
So how do we know?
Whole bag up and
So
down.
how do we know which you know, because there's so much of this stuff that's so
Man,
how
look,
do we know
this
what's proper.
It's about what you're really into, you know. So basically, it's transition. You know, if you're looking for something and you don't want to compromise the future for young people, you're trying to add on to like the environmental situations of like being positive and moving forward. You're trying to like not be a part of this whole climate change issue with deforestation and the fact that you already know straight up. Black people and brown people who live in rural communities near all these farms that are producing mass meat production, straight up, their land, their soil, their water is all polluted. And they live in the worst situations. And so thinking about, you know, the best things that we can do to be in alignment with indigenous people, within indigenous practices, understanding what that means. If we want to go back to the land, there's ways to do it. You know, if you want to eat animals, there's ways to do it. You know, but if you're really trying to like have some access, straight up, ain't nobody got guts to cut the guts out of Jack and think that they're gonna put it up in their body. Ain't nobody got the patience for that. So if you really down, you know, I can go into a school right now, chop up a cabbage 5 ways. Ain't nobody gonna trip, right? But if I bring in a chicken and cut that chicken up in front of some kids, they gonna bug out because they try to desensitize people from seeing how the process is. Nobody wants to see that happen. So, you know, just thinking about if we can't do it in front of our kids, why would we do it in silence? You know what I'm saying? And if we think about like even in our health, we know that smoking cigarettes ain't the best. And I can tell you straight up, the same way it clogs the arteries to our lungs and our heart, same thing happens when we eat bacon and whatever.
Absolutely.
But if we do that to our youth and we think that it's not going to transform, we're basically perpetuating the cycle of ignorance and we forget how to heal ourselves. So that's what I'm all about, utilizing food as medicine and make sure that it ain't your poison
It's just
too.
like I said, look at your kids. 9 and 10-year-olds built like an 18-year-old. Why?
It makes no sense.
That don't make no sense. Something's wrong. Something is wrong.
And you can tell the difference if you really start to
should
eat.
not be looking like grown adults.
Right.
So my next question is, so if you go to Walmart, if you go to King Soopers, you can see stuff like this. How do you know because I assume even though it says that it's healthy and it's vegan and it's non-GMO, how do you know if it's legit and you know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I'm gonna be real. If you eating even regular stuff, don't eat it if it don't say organic. And when you buy produce, make sure the produce says it starts with the PLU code of a 9.4. If it don't start with a 9.4, it probably is sprayed with pesticides and labeled as conventional. All right. Otherwise, outside of conventional, it's genetically modified. That's some frankenfood. That means if I take that corn, dry it out, pop it in the ground, it won't grow. But the thing is, when you buy organic, that is a seed. If I buy organic tomato, inside of that tomato is a seed. If I buy organic carrot or like a cabbage, that cabbage, I can plant that in the ground. I can plant that onion on the ground. I can plant that celery in the ground. If you don't do that, then you're like basically you're limiting your opportunity. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you're on a corner store like where I grew up in, yeah, man, you might just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I already know the freshest thing I can find period was a lemon in the liquor store. And when I was traveling on tour, I definitely will be hitting up like, you know, places that I know had like organic market, like either like a Chipotle or something, and like the veggie aisle or something like that. Trust me, man. Like I thought I was drinking Snapple and naked juice. I thought this was healthy. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man. I looked on the side. I saw it was flash pasteurized. They could have been putting spoiled oranges and spoiled this and spoiled that, and just boiling all together, turning up the heat and add some sugar. That we think that it's real and it ain't. So like, you know, really making your juice at home. You really want to do this? It's a lifestyle shift. Get you a juicer, get you a blender, get you a dehydrator, and call it a day, homie. All you need is a Ginsu knife and a cutting board. And when we shift this whole mentality, it's just gonna actually open up our mind. You know what I mean? Because it's really about having access to your friends and family, and then you can support your block.
You can support your whole block by buying food from your corner and stop going to like such and such and such and such, thinking that they got your back and they don't.
So I got 2 more questions. We're gonna move on because we got more. But my first question
You
is,
got it.
my first question is, if you are interested in getting into this lifestyle and changing the way you eat, what would be a recommendation? As start with, if the answer is juicing, or start with cutting out red meat, or what would you recommend first on the path to eating and having a healthier lifestyle?
Yeah, I mean, what's the difference? So like, I'll be real with you. A Beyond Burger, you know what I'm saying, has about a week's worth of sodium. But what's that compared if I'm eating McDonald's every day? You know, what's that? You know, it's nothing.
Yeah.
So go ahead and get you a Beyond Burger. They got the Follow Your Heart, like vegan cheese. It's actually slaps. Throw some onions on it, call them the night. If you're trying to transform from that fast food kitchen of consciousness, then that looks like your smoothies, your salads, and the things that you don't like to eat like that, you just juice them. But on the real, the same way you see all these transitions, you know, it's a collective. You actually need your friends and your family to be on point with you. Right. You know, there's cleanses, you can switch. It only takes 28 days to change your palate. And a lot of times, like I said, if you don't have access to yourself, you know, I'm like, if you can't find it, like, you know, like, and do it yourself, you really feel like you can't do it, just don't do it, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna be real, a lot of us got that charisma, and a lot of us got that heart, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the reason why I actually transformed my life like this, bro, because I saw, like, there's a connection between how Africans were treated in America during enslavement, and then how they actually treated us like cattle, and we were seen as such. So we were breeded the same way. We were, literally harvested the same way. Mm-hmm. Look at what happened to Nat Turner. They ate him, bruh. There's a connection between how the meat industrial complex has also just literally just exploited our indigenous and migrant workers. Bruh, the best thing we can do on revolution is grow your own food. And regardless if you got chickens in your backyard, straight up, just like, you know, I'm really on that like sovereignty right now. Growing your own food, having your own land, communicating with your friends and family on who got the greens and who you can buy it from, because that's really the next movement. Regardless if you got chickens in your backyard, regenerative agriculture and putting that carbon back into the soil to be able to sequester all the pollution out of the atmosphere so we can actually have food to eat and it creates those green jobs, man, say no more.
And I see you wearing the beads too.
Say less.
Nice.
Yeah, I know
So,
what that's about.
my last question is, do we support, or do we believe in places like, there's a Sprouts by my house? Can we trust them? As in,
yeah, man. You know, I like the produce section at Downey Super. Trust me. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Downey Super's produce section back in the '90s was kind of raw, y'all. I'm gonna be real, but like, yeah, you know, I would go in there, you know, Scott's Market over there on the east side, like wherever. Like I'm pulling up because I want to support not only the local mom and pop businesses, but if you are going to be up in the produce section, try to eat as local as possible. Keep that traceable source. Lower your carbon footprint. Think about if the gas goes down. You know what I mean? Or the gas goes up and like, you know, and the transport goes down. That's the conversation I'm really interested in. It's not no doomsday. It's more, it's like health and wellness and like, trust, I ain't got sick. I ain't got sick this whole cold. Trust that. Think about that. Like people, like when you put your health in your own hands, I ain't out here like worried about this and that. I mean, I saw some mullein growing outside my house. I chopped it up and boiled it and make tea. You know, mullein is that fuzzy leaf that like grows about like 7 feet tall, depending on if it's in the wild, maybe like average 5, but it has like these yellow flowers and like they used to call like Indian toilet paper and stuff like that. But you can chop that up and it's really good for your lungs. And that's what I was using to even, you know, combat whatever this so-called whatever is out there. You know what I mean? I mean, I grew up in the East Side in the 80s, and so I'm like, what is like compared to Ebola or some, you know, they come up, they gonna come up with something. And so I've been eating this way, combating that, you know? So I'm just saying.
Ready enough to get ready.
Stay ready. It's like the new strap.
That's it. That's the strap.
So from what you're saying, start with a smoothie.
Nah, man. I mean, just start in the produce section.
Just start in
the produce. And support your friends and family. If you at a spot, look. Nowadays, people feel like they can invite me places because they got vegan options, bro. Pull up. I'm like, we got veggie burgers, huh?
Oh, you know,
so what's your take on the Burger King Impossible Burger?
You know
just out of question.
I think that
because I tried it.
There's a lot of options. I think it's important that we show access to our friends and family. But on the real, there's one thing that I'm working on with Beyond Meat. And so, matter of fact, starting in New York next month, actually no, in 2 weeks, we're releasing these refrigerators full of vegan food options throughout the city of New York. One in Bushwick, one in Queens, and one in the Bronx. And the reason why we're doing this is because we felt like people in those hoods just don't have access. It's too expensive, and so we made it at a subsidized price. So we can go and get you like a $6 pack of like vegan butter for like $2. Nice. You know, and we put it in the hood. So making food available, that's one thing we can do. Like I can't wait for Master P to hit me up talking about let's do them vegan kale chips. Let's do the kale chips, the wrap snacks. I'm with it. I'm with it. So I think it's just about we gotta create the access we are. I'm not all about like, you know, I'm not gonna be on super preachy mode, but like you know, it starts somewhere. And, you know, shout out to Slutty Vegan out there in ATL. You know, shout out to, you know, Compton Vegan out there in Compton. And I see y'all, and I think that, you know, it's not just the music.
Right.
The music will pump the art, but the art and culture has to uplift the minds and the hearts of the people. And once we do that, we won't have to compromise the future for young people. We're doing this for the trees and the bees, homie.
Nice. So speaking of the future for young people, man, we 2 days away from the election.
Oh, good pivot, Tony. I like that. I like that. We can do it.
With the highest numbers
How
in
y'all
years.
feeling?
Yeah.
How y'all feeling about this
Highest
election?
numbers.
Right
I mean, I feel good. I feel like more people are showing out this year than in the past. Definitely. I feel like you have to. You have to. It's a critical time. More than ever before. It's critical. Seriously.
Because I know you're really in the politics. I know you've been pushing the vote. And, what's your take? What's your take on this election? And what's your stance? I should say.
Ooh, you know, my stance is, I'm like, which stance did I tell you today? Voting is a part of activism. If that's the only part you're doing, you're not doing enough anyway. So if this is your first part or your last part, it doesn't count. Voting is one thing. And when we're talking about voting for a presidential, it's really one part of the game. I absolutely tell everybody to go vote, but it's more than that. And we know that local policy, local changes matter more than anything. And I think that's when our people are most disconnected. Like we said, neither party has ever been for the black people. And so let's just be real about that. I'm going to keep being real about that. Obviously, I sit with all the politicians day after day. I talk to both sides. I hear both things. We know the climate that Trump has put us under. There's a climate. And the climate change is necessary. So this is why we're trying to vote Trump out of office. I'm with the climate change. But I say as a tribe, as a community, we have to do better. And we have to have better viable options. I'm tired of the whole lesser of two evils. That doesn't work for me any longer. And right now we know with anybody in office, the black agenda is not strong enough and it's not for our people. Let's be real about that. But my people, use your voice because your voice is your power. And don't let this election be your end all be all because there's way more to the game.
Right. And understand that the primaries are where the real facts lie. It's not absolutely in the presidential, it's in the primaries. Vote in the primaries.
What does that mean? Explain that for the people that
Because
don't know.
that's where you get your Congress and, you know, I mean, obviously, that's where you get the real people that have control. The president's a puppet. Seriously, don't think because you're voting for the president, you're doing something. Vote in the primaries. Get out there and figure it out. The one that comes in between, that's the one you need to be out there trying to get to know. And get to know who you're voting for. Be independent. Don't be Democratic or Republican. Be independent. And do your research.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing. Is like, let's not get caught up in party lines because before black people were Democrats, we were Republicans first. Let's not get caught up in party lines because that means we don't have any accountability. And when you ask for accountability after a vote, you're doing no justice for our people. They need to be accountable before we vote them in office. Our voice is our power, which is why they're pandering to us, which is why they're acting like we're a monolithic people. This is why, because they don't really understand that we know better. And so when you know better, you do better. And so at some point, us as a community, we have to come together and do better. We just have to.
So do you think as a community we jumped the ball on this by not holding Joe Biden to those things? And
don't be started on Joe Biden. Please don't be started on that.
I mean, I'm saying we know what. I feel like we know what one guy has done for 4 years. We know what he offers. And we push the narrative on our people We know what he is. He don't got to answer shit, but we voting for him.
Right.
Just because we don't fuck
Right,
with him. You know what I'm
obviously.
saying?
I mean, we
That's
don't have
not
a
enough.
choice. But that's what
not
you
enough.
just said.
Yeah.
It's the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
But Biden's trying to play us. We're not stupid.
They
We're
use
not
strippers
stupid.
to get our vote.
Stop with that.
They
I'm
use
your black
strippers.
vote. No,
They use
stop.
chicken sandwiches.
Right.
They use everything that said we're a monolithic people, and if we
Right.
go junk and jive, we're gonna vote for them. That's not enough. And at some point, we have to be better organized for them to think it's enough.
Why are we doing it then?
I just laugh so hard when he say, you know, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. I laugh.
Right,
so hard.
How's that conversation?
Man. I mean, I thought I was dealing with Wish from the get go. I was like, I ordered this and I got this. I'm like,
that's
so
real.
why are we doing it then?
We're doing it because we've been
Because he's the lesser of the two evils.
I got questions too. Like,
shit, at the end of the day, he's the lesser of two evils.
Is he?
Yeah, because Trump is prejudiced. He does not give a flying fuck about us. He's shown that time and time again. He tells white people in little subliminal messages, just stand down.
Let's be honest. That crime bill was messed up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. And Kamala Harris
prosecuting.
Hold up, man. She ain't do no justice for Oscar Grant's people, and that's what it all started. All this. And I got mad folks in the Bay. They saying, "Yo, man, half of they family locked up because of her." So I'm just like, how we gonna address the fact that she mad prison industrial complex?
And with that, there's been no solid rebuttal to that.
Bill, dude, I was like, oh man, everybody getting locked up, yo.
I mean, we need
I'm just
Trump.
being real.
At the end of the day, we need Trump out of there because Trump is igniting a whole fuel of KKK people that have been under wraps that all of a sudden feel like they're liberated right now. So
like my master's up there.
But think about
but
it.
then at the same time, like,
which is worse?
But this is
I don't know, the fake or the real.
Is the
Because Trump's in
unleashing the
our face with
KKK or putting us away?
Yeah, I mean,
Which
really.
is worse?
I mean,
in y'all's opinion,
it's an interesting situation. I know one thing: somebody forgot about the rural community. That's what happened. The reason why they riled up is because they were the forgotten. Nobody was going to nowhere in Montana, nowhere in Nebraska, pulling up and getting them all hyped. You know, we're all worried about these swing vote states. You know, and I feel like that was a conversation, and so it's just like, why is it a big, conversation of people thinking about gun rights and all these other things to do with like bringing jobs back to America and all this other stop this and stop that? On the real, bruh, that's all electoral college. That's not our fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. This is a white people's fight. You know what I'm
It
saying?
is. It's real.
And the fight for young people definitely is dealing with the climate, dealing with water conservation, and what indigenous people are dealing with. That's a fight that we have to deal with day in day, no matter who's in office.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
the fact that 115 is even on the bill, the fact that we're still talking about women's bodies
Right, why are
as
we-
a proposition for me is an issue.
And the way they tried to word it,
the way
did
they
anybody
worded
pay
it,
attention
they want
to the
everybody
way they
to be
worded it?
confused.
I was like,
rape or this or that. No, no matter what, you
My
can't get an abortion
daughter-
under 115. So it's no
right.
115.
This was my
for those in
daughter's
Colorado.
first time voting. This was her. She's legal age to vote, and she was so confused by
They
that.
did that on
And I
absolute
had to
purpose.
explain to her, baby girl, what they're trying to say is that they want to take away your right to deal with your body.
Right.
That's
the
what I
fact
had
that
to
that's
explain.
even
She
still
didn't
something we're
understand.
voting on is a problem.
I'm just saying,
fucked up.
Yo, it's mad crazy. There's a lot of House bills that people don't know. There's
Do your
all
research.
there's all
Study
kind of
it.
stuff.
Don't let nobody tell you what it is. Research it for yourself.
Yup.
Read up on it. Figure it out.
You worried about your
Research.
hood? Holla at your city council.
That's real.
You don't like what's happening? Run for city council. You don't like what's being done? Run for Senate.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go ahead and just do what you saw all them powerful women did last year when they joined the office, because we didn't really see that happening. And I get it, but the thing is like the fact that we feel that. It's kind of like, the whole police thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm going to join the police and make the police better. When they started from, where they started from, which is straight up under overseers, protecting the richest property,
They were
and only
built-
come when they got
That's
a problem.
right. They were organized to control slavery. Let's be real about the shit. They were organized to control us.
And so,
Let's be real.
when I think about things like politics, and I see people like, Maxine Waters and like, AOC, and I appreciate what they doing. And no one want to talk about Dr. Ben Carter. I mean, like on the real, like he was a great, person back in the day, and then he lost all his street cred just like that, yo. And let's not create another one of those for our people, because
You know, I appreciate what Ye's trying to do. He's having a voice in the middle of this conversation and trying not to be like involved in all these other parties. But on the real, man, I'm still thinking about it as a conversation of like, what do we do? Like, do we vote for this man because he's black? Because because we always hear that.
Do not feel like the color of his skin.
Yeah,
all skin folks aren't kin folks. Let's look at somebody like Cameron who has not still put away the killers of Breonna Taylor. All skin folks aren't kin folks, so we're not going to play that game. We're not playing skin politics no more. We're just not. We have to really stand on something firmer. And I'm looking at Diddy right now putting out the really looking at our party. He's looking at bringing a whole different party, which is a black party. And so when you start looking at things like that, it's going to take something like that. And I don't know if Diddy's answer is the answer, but it's going to take something like that for us to get us in a position of real power. Because we're powerful people, which is why they always look to us and they need us. But we've got to organize better because neither one of these candidates are for us. Let's be real.
Let's be real.
Why do us as black people struggle to have a leader?
There's
so many reasons. Knowledge of self.
Yeah.
Knowledge of self, that's the issue. I feel like, you know, the leaders that we've had, you know what I mean, have definitely been infiltrated, you know what I'm saying? There's always an ego involved. That it's the first shutdown, I'll be honest. But like, you know, I'm gonna be real. There's some ones who done some stuff, like Marcus Garvey. Definitely taking brothers and sisters back to the continent. You know, L.B. Du Bois, you know what I'm saying? Giving us like, you know, a voice and, you know, with the crisis. I can go down the line. Emperor Haile Selassie. I mean, Kwame Nkrumah. Like, we got mad love. But like, I feel like that was an era. And now everybody, like, you don't see no more civil rights cards. They don't make those flashcards no more because everybody on point. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like there's too many of us. And like, you know, without like, you know, people like, you know, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and like, you know, Clarence 13X or even like Bob Marley, there ain't enough of us. You know what I'm saying? And so with that, you know, with the young people, you know what I mean? Like, of course, like we look to, you know, capitalism, we look to the idea of like people like Robert Smith or something like that to really align our ability and charisma. But, you know, on real, man, like people have kind of like lost sense of self because there's always that dogma. You know what I mean? There's that like, oh, you have to be this way to only get there. If you want to get to heaven, you got to do this. You can't, instead of like, you know, allowing each other to like, you know, rebuild, rewrite. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why people like Dr. York was feared because he rewrit so many sacred books and like they flashed on him. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like when we try to add on, you know, it's definitely.
And I think, then when you think about it too, like with us as a, number one, we don't have a community because the community has the same values, the same thing. And when you look at that, number one thing I think in the community is values. We don't value the same thing anymore as a people.
No, we don't.
So when you don't have values, how can you align to a leader? Secondly, we've never seen a leader that was our leader that didn't have to be assassinated. Who wants to keep being a leader to be assassinated?
Right.
You know? So when you start to look at that, there's no real hope for us saying, let's be a leader and let's all follow this one. We don't align with values and we don't want to be killed for this shit. What do we do?
Yeah, I mean, if not now, then when? If not you, then who? I mean, I know a lot of us is always down to die for something. I ain't really heard that many people say, "I'll live for you." You know what I'm saying?
Period.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You got
as a race, we don't pull together like other races. Like if you look at the Mexican race, they pull together a little stronger. Yeah. Like real talk. Let's
systematically though, they have really structured it. When you look back from the William Lynch studies, when you look at things like that, it has been structured for us to always. Crabs were never meant to be in a barrel. They were never meant to. When people say, "Why are we crabs in a barrel?" We were never meant to be in a damn barrel.
No.
So it doesn't even make sense. So there's no really sense of if I make it, you can make it. You can make it. Right. We don't understand that anymore. So we get back to that collective.
And
I win, you win, we all win.
And learn to love each other and support each other.
Yeah.
We're melanated. It comes in all shapes. Not one is better than the other.
Yeah, it's like Willie Lynch. We're dealing with that.
We're dealing with Willie Lynch. If you look at it, we're dealing with it right in the flesh. Like
Willie Lynch, man. This is like 300 years of programming and planning.
Period.
You know
Programming.
This is like, you already know, the prison industrial complex is the new system. You know what I'm saying? The money has us thinking that we can't barter, that our skills and our sweat equity don't have value. And then we think that our concepts of like being like involved in the system have to be only assimilated to just to be able to be accepted. You know what I mean? And I feel like,
and all the microaggressions against us, we fall into it. We fall into the trap over and over again.
Well, and
we got the solutions though.
Black people don't learn about money and wealth and how we should build it like white people do.
Well, the thing is, it's not our system though. You know what I mean? Our system, I feel like our system needs to be like we need to redo it.
Yeah, we're in a system that wasn't built for us.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
We're operating for something that's not for us.
How does that happen?
How does that happen?
You
Food growth in the
change.
shelter? Knowledge of self?
You change your
Knowledge of self. We redefining the image of wealth.
Teach your children.
Redefining it.
Absolutely.
Build what you're going to do to make generational wealth.
Period.
Learn what that is
Yeah.
and build it. You know, we don't believe in, look,
Mineral.
life insurance.
Mineral
We
wealth.
don't believe in leaving our children and our families in a wealthier situation.
Jays aren't going to do it. Chains aren't going to do it. These are not assets.
Right.
One thing that Brother Jeff, one of my greatest mentors, he always says, is, if it's on your ass, it's not an asset. And like just learning like things that we value, and the things that we really start to break down, what we're leaving our children, how we're building this. I'm on a show called Seven Generation Black, and we talk about how do we look at this from a 7 generational lens, and how do we say we're going to build out for 7 generations of success and blackness and wealth. And it's a big thing because we have to. It's a mindset switch. It really begins in the mindset. How do we start to program each other to say, yo, it's bigger than today. It's tomorrow. What does that look like? And then how do we say, and I don't like saying white supremacy because they're not supreme. So violent white racists, how do we take the system that they built and say that's not for us and look at our ancestry and really look at systems that are for us and built off of that? We have to get off of their water is wetter because it's not. We got to start thinking on a whole different level.
It's just empowering, you know, just thinking about like, you know, democracy is an indigenous perspective that we need to understand and embrace as our own. You know what I mean? As descendants of Olmec people as well. I mean, we have to remember like melanated people have been traveling to these lands way before the transatlantic slave trade. We cannot allow them to also landmark, you know what I mean, what happened to the Moors who were here originally and added them onto like, you know, slavery too. Because we, for those who do know, there is the Moorish Treaty of 1787, which marked all black people who were in America free before
Thank
they
you.
wanted to. You know what I mean?
My family is Blackfoot Indian. We did not come from Africa. We were here. Y'all came and took over Ireland.
There's like over 3 million.
We were black here.
And when we teach our children, when we talk about slavery, let's talk about not being slaves but being enslaved.
Thank you.
That's a different conversation piece.
Right.
And you know, when I go to all these schools and I do all these speeches and kids are like, you know, from slavery to wait, that's not how our people started out.
Thank you.
And that's their thought process. So be careful. You can't let the enemy continue to teach your children and think our kids are gonna be in a different position, y'all. Come on. So we gotta do better.
Cherokee and Blackfoot, same tribe.
We were here. Cherokee and Blackfoot. I'm telling you right now, we originated from up there in Montana. We came down all the way to New Mexico, and then we came back up into Colorado. Blackfoot Indian. I'm telling you, 100. My family is documented Blackfoot Indian.
Nice. Do y'all believe in the I think it's called Afro DNA, where we can find out where exactly?
Yes.
Is that how you found that out?
Yeah.
That's
and our family
I haven't
is
tried it.
Blackfoot and Cherokee Indian.
I looked it up. It was about $500. I had to ask
We didn't come
questions
from
first.
my family. We didn't come from.
Let me not do it yet. Let me make
we
sure
were
it's
already
legit.
here. And white people try to come over here and say, "Oh, we brought all the black people here." No, you didn't.
Right.
We were
weren't
here
all
before you
enslaved,
got
buddy.
here.
I was having a conversation one time, and it came up. If we are so strong as a people, how do we even let them do this?
I mean,
How did we let them do it? Why did we let them do it? And why do we continue to let them?
That's our history.
Because we're compassionate people.
Right.
We help people.
The most
And we're
forgiving
people of God.
people. We
Because
forgive
we're
people
people
before
of
they
God.
even ask for an apology. We forgive a whole people and then we play by their system. We play by their rules. And I think a lot of it came from just in the beginning having people that stripped us from what we knew, stripped us from our language, stripped us from our culture, stripped us away. So when you have people strip you from that and it becomes to be something that goes over and over again, you don't even know who you are. So now you begin to think like this is how we move and this is how we shake. And it's been something now that's been passed on to generations. We don't even know who we are.
But
we
at
don't
this
even know our
point,
royalty.
understand this: we are not our ancestors. Y'all can stand down if you want to, but we are not our ancestors. Come around if you want to.
That's that Carmichael
Fuck
right
that
there.
shit.
That's that,
Yeah, we are not our ancestors.
But we keep saying that.
I think some of our ancestors did great things, but
we ain't turned up yet.
I mean, the thing is, we just gotta remember, y'all, like people like Benjamin Banneker. I mean, they brought the smartest from the continent. They brought the people who knew how to farm. They brought astronomers. They brought people who understood midwifery and the science of like harvesting correctly, like all the way down to like all these different beautiful concepts of like permaculture and agriculture, which were in need. But when we think about it, like, after, colonialism, what happened to the children, you know what I'm saying? And like taking out the elders, raising the children up in missionaries, giving them the fictitious God and the science that a lot of times we forgot was ours. That story of people migrating out of Egypt into the rest of the world was our
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And everything by it is for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I always appreciated like Rastafari, Ethiopian Gnostics, Catholicism, that's traditional. I understand it predates even the Roman Catholic Church, but when we thought about it and like applying it to ourselves, like we couldn't see that freedom, you know what I mean? And so when I started to understand like deeper sense of like, you know, why we were definitely, I ain't gonna diss my ancestors, because when I think about Nat Turner, you know what I'm saying, Denmark Vesey, Toussaint Louverture, you know what I mean, and of course, you know, the great Harriet, but I think about those conversations have always been lost. You know, we don't hear about, like I said, like I feel like I was like maybe high school until I heard about Robert Smith. You know what I'm saying? But like I should have been growing up thinking like, oh yeah, he's from the East Side, black.
Right, I can do this too because he did.
Yeah, you know.
But I think, you know, and Tona, I think you made a point saying, you know, where are we at and what we're doing it. And I think when I look around this room, I have hope because what I see is a whole bunch of entrepreneurs that are doing it. Because when you start to make wealth and you start to do it outside of the white man's jurisdiction, you're doing it. And this is why I do things like the Black Business Initiative. We help Black people start, scale, and grow their companies for a reason. So when you talking about being financially free, that's the key right there. And then we talk about mindset and shifting. You have a brother that's talking about we're planting seeds. We're doing it. We may not be doing it on the masses and at the level that they say, and it's not going to ever be highlighted in the white media. This is why we're in places like our network. Right. This is the reason for things like that. We're doing it. When you have a place like this, this is Black owned. So we're doing it, and we just have to start making sure that we're passing this down, and you're grabbing a friend, and you're taking them along, because the ride is going to be hard, and it's a journey, but we can do it, and we're doing it one at a time.
Talk your shit, girl.
Right. So,
I hear you.
What's the outcome after Tuesday? What's it going to look like?
I'm going to take off Wednesday. Shit.
Right.
I'm gonna be ready, getting organized, because we got we're gonna be dropping this food in the hood, starting in the home of hip hop in New York, and then moving all the way towards the West.
Yeah.
You know, I think the conversation of us is just basically not playing their games, being ready, getting your food, clothing, and shelter organized. You know, getting ready. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I'm not a gun advocate, but right now.
I mean, if we're not like the same way I'm about my food, I'm the same way about my physical well-being. On every about any greens necessary.
By any greens necessary, I like that. I think after Tuesday, what happens is what's been happening. We survive like we always been. We're people of survival. We've always survived. I just hope that we can stop surviving and we can really thrive. Mm-hmm. And so I say after Tuesday, whether it's Biden, whether it's Trump, because it's not for us either way, is that we become a collective and we start having collective values and collective moves and collective money moves and collective investments. And I hope that we understand as a people that we have to do better. We just have to.
I'm ready for that Black and brown indigenous unity. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm definitely. I don't want to see our Asian brothers and sisters and our our Asian pearls. You know what I'm saying? Getting messed up in this whole situation of like, you know, racism and thinking that, you know, just because they better in the economic status, we gotta kill that noise. I'm ready for this unity, honestly.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
Time.
Because we're really not the minority.
Oh no,
we really aren't. No. When you start putting us all together, we're not the minority. They are.
Yeah, man.
Like, let's be real.
You know, for real though. But what's up with the border though, man? I'll be honest, man. Like, you know, like I'm not really feeling the whole border patrol anything. I mean, Obama put that in office. That's not Trump. Just so you know, just be real. You know, just be real. And I got a big problem with that, because it's like that's our migrant workers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If butterflies can go across, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and ain't nobody got that much time to like really be like locking people up like this. This is some for real concentration camps going on, and I feel like it's not really been talked about. Like, man, like hysterectomies happening out there.
Right.
They doing
You're
too much.
You're separating children from their families.
Doing too much.
And you calling it okay. It's not okay.
So
you're taking little kids from their families.
We need Black and brown unity. We need to align their struggle with our struggle. The same way with indigenous rights. You know, the fact that like it sucked to see our Cherokee brothers and sisters fighting with Black people over land in Oklahoma that was given to the Cherokee Nation. You know what I'm saying? Like that should have never happened. You know, we have too many common enemies, and the enemy is really capitalism. And anybody
that's the enemy.
You know
capitalism
what I'm saying?
is the enemy.
And I'll be rich. I wear antennas because antennas give us the right frequencies. That had nothing to do with capitalism. That's just minerals. You know what I'm saying? But when we think about our concept of what we do with our friends and our family, how we feed each other, and who we call family, you know what I'm saying? That's important, y'all. Like we're losing sense of our tribes. Even with the elders used to talk about the real tribes of Judah. It is us. It is all of us missing.
You know what I mean? The people who walked from Kemet through West Africa and were enslaved by the Tuareg people and then put back here into America. We the last tribe, yo. And if we remove ourselves from being in that honor, we won't get that same sovereignty and that same reparations that the Jews and the Japanese got, because we don't know who we are. Just saying.
Yeah. The system is working exactly how it was designed.
How it was designed to work for them.
Exactly
and those, and not us. Yeah.
If we can, this is such a great conversation, and y'all are doing amazing because we don't even have to ask too many questions. Y'all are just going. But if we can pivot a little bit, because I wanna dig into J Love a little bit, and let's talk about Kevin as well, and let's talk about the importance of a DJ.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, KTONE has a wonderful question that he's about to ask about the importance.
Oh, wonderful question.
I don't know.
These two guys.
He didn't get the memo.
He's like,
that's a question right there. Especially, this day and age, 2020. Is the DJ still relevant? Is the DJ still relevant?
You better believe it. Yeah, we're relevant.
Why?
Because without us, you don't have a party. The DJ is relevant because we're the ones that make the party. Stop thinking that you can have a contest and give the winner $500, but you pay your DJ $200. Come on, we on some bullshit. Like really, we make the party. Take the DJ out of the equation. I don't care how dope that club is. You don't have a party.
So, but people could say right now, ain't nobody partying anyway.
Well, right now that's true, but we're still bringing music. Music gives life. Music gives hope. I mean, as a DJ, and I know y'all can relate, there's nothing better than you see somebody walk in that club. They're feeling like the world is on their shoulders. They can't pay their rent. They've been laid off, whatever. But for that couple of hours, you take them out of that and you put them in a place of happiness and joy. Like for me, that's the biggest thing in the world. When I look out there and I see the crowd vibing and I'm rocking it and they're feeling that, fuck all the rest. Like that's everything, you know.
Do you think the future of DJing is at question at all with playlisting and
look? I'm a DJ. No,
everybody.
No, there's never gonna be. You can play one of those radio things all day, every day. There's no energy to it. There's no life to it. They don't feel the crowd. All that is music that's playing. We look out there, we see what people are out there, we see what's going to make them feel it, we know how to make them vibe, we bring their energy into it, and we put all our energy into it. And I know you both can attest to this. When I finished DJing, like when I was at Apex all the time, when I finished DJing at the end of the night, I was drained. I was drained because I gave everything I had to make them feel what they needed to feel walking out of there.
That's everything.
I gave everything. Even when we go live on in social media, it takes everything because you give everything. You want people to walk away feeling all that energy and all that life. So no, you can never replace the DJ. Not never.
That's real. That's why it was Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith, like in Fresh Prince. Yes. It was always the DJ first. Obviously it changed throughout the years.
Eric B. Rakim.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was
absolutely.
The DJ first.
I mean, I don't know if everybody knows the history, and I'm just going to give a quick brief. Does anybody know DJ Mike, Mixmaster Mike?
Yeah, heard about
that was my high school sweetheart. What? So the way that I got introduced to DJing is Mike and I were high school sweethearts. He was on the basketball team. I was a cheerleader. Mike broke his leg in junior year. And him and I were sweethearts. He bought me gave me the little ring out of the little box. So popcorn and stuff.
Turner age.
Right, I am.
I know it was like sweetheart.
But that was my sweetheart. And so he was learning from his uncle, who wasn't like a big time DJ, but his uncle was teaching him on record players, on regular, just, the shit that was going on then. And I was right there with him. So we was learning together. But at that time, there were no female DJs. So I was like, well, like I can learn this with them and it's dope. But So my husband, who I ended up going on, life goes on, he buried, I married, whatever. My husband was an opening DJ for Run DMC, and up in Boulder, he opened for them. So he was also a DJ. And then about 10 years ago, somebody who doesn't need to be named decided that he was going to bring me back into DJing because it was my passion. And he was like, you know, I understand you understand records and phonos, but you don't know nothing about, you know, Serato and the new way of doing it. And so he was like, I'm going to teach you that. And that's how I got back in the game. And then I
Shout
just
out to
decided
the lady DJ. Shout out.
That's the real talk. That's really how it began.
I never knew you was with me.
Mixmaster Mike was my first.
You ain't never say that. You
That
don't be
was my
saying a
high
whole
school
lot.
She had to drop it on our network.
That was my high school sweetheart. And he bought me the little ring and the little, what's the little box of popcorn? I can't remember what it was. Yes. He bought me the little ring and asked me to marry him. Yeah, that was my
You had to put a year on this when they had.
Why? Why are you talking? Why are you talking about age? Don't nobody know my age. They don't need to know.
What year did they put rings in?
It was a long time ago. That's how you do it.
That's good.
Nice. Okay.
That's dope. That's dope.
That was my baby. And every time I went in the club and he was rocking it, he'd be like, we wasn't even together. He was with somebody else. I was with somebody else. He'd be like, bring your ass to the DJ booth. You standing right here, don't move. I'd be like, I want to be out there partying. He'd be like, no, stand your ass right here. Yeah, that's my baby. So it got killed.
Kevin, what did you start doing first? You started DJing first, rapping, producing, because you do it all.
Nah, I started playing congas first. I was playing congas. I was going to get over. Played for a lot of bembes. Go up around like Santeros and like Babalaos and you know what I mean, like deep in like African diaspora. You know what I'm saying? I was studying congas over at like playing with Baba Oyotunji over at Cleopatra Robinson's Dance Theater. I was studying underneath Dr. Minks, Dr. Abiomi Minks, just African drumming, bro. And then from there, got my first pair of turntables from Pawn Shop, 1600, belt-driven techniques. And Kane came over when I was like age 10. And showed me, DJ K.E. pulled up on me and showed me how to connect my mixer. I think my very first vinyl I bought, funny enough, it was Chronic 2001. My first vinyl I bought though.
2001?
Yeah,
Chronic 2001? That was the first one?
Vinyl, as like that I bought. I mean, but like, you know, I grew up with like, you know, like demo cuts from like Detroit because my mother was born in Detroit, so I had like Motown this, Motown that. I had like, you know, promotional copies of like Smokey Robinson and stuff like that, you know. So that was fun. But yeah, my introduction to hip hop was through spinning and producing. I was making beats on Nathan Drum and Acid Pro and recording, you know, on tape using a Sunboard analog. So like having fun with that and then going over to the spot definitely transformed my life. You know, shout out to everybody who was over on like 24th and what was that, 24th and like Champa Street over there downtown, literally. Yeah. And so I would go in there and record, kicking it, going back and forth to dropping tapes over at Spin Records. You know, yeah.
That was on Park Ave and Champa.
Park Ave, yeah. Park. Well, kind of is over there, but Park. It's like the 20th. Yeah, it was literally called the
that little tiny one that was right there.
But when I had the club, like I had a little after hours spot, like, you know, I was pushing from there from radio. I started off in radio as well. Like when I went to college, I was at Metro State doing that. Dropped out and then got a PhD in urban ecology. So like it's different now, you know.
So you speak on what you've been up to outside of the country. A little bit. We spoke on it briefly last time I seen you, but the work you've been doing outside of the country, with your shows. We had a show in was it Russia?
Well, I mean, not Russia.
What was it?
I was in Azerbaijan. I played Azerbaijan. I played in Paris. I played in France. I played in London, Burkina Faso, Senegal. Played in Uganda. Uganda was lit. Actually, they got a nice Kampala. Yo, it's so beautiful out there, man.
Now,
like it's the Horn of Africa. It's just like so much fruit, bro. Avocados this big, bro. I ain't even lying to you, bro.
I believe it. So when all these shows you're speaking of, is this rapping or is this DJing?
I mean, it's bringing environmental hip hop to the lens. So basically, after I dropped like 4 different TED Talks, the last one I did was marketing, environmental hip hop, and culinary wellness. I was invited to go and speak at the USDA Farmers Market on the National Mall. Michelle hit me up, was like, "Yo, come through and make a blender for make a smoothie for me." And Barry pulled up on them real quick.
I'm sorry, you said Michelle Obama? You said
Yeah.
Barry and Michelle? I love that those two. You know Michelle and Barry, somebody come through.
They put up on them, made some smoothies, at the White House for them. They connected me to to some folks. I became ambassador and was actually speaking and teaching at like all these different universities in Azerbaijan, brought out by the US Embassy, and like so hip hop paved the way for me to like do what I do in representing the country,
Absolutely.
And president pulled us up, but ever since all this other stuff, bro, there's been so much been going on. Like, Drop the Juicer, premiered that on Rachel Ray. Did some other projects, culinary chef stuff like that, making food for Wilson Chandler, Jaden Smith, the squad. People who I know are like A-likes. And I felt like it was really important to talk about agronomy and utilizing hip hop as a way to talk about this for our culture back home, right? So studying indigenous agriculture and agronomy at the University of Makerere in Uganda and teaching at 3 different primary schools while I was out there, basic environmental hip hop and culinary wellness, bringing that back to the east side so I can chef where I'll jig it up with the hood real quick, plant some seeds over there, plant some seeds over here. You already know we had the community garden and off of 33rd and Elm Street, growing for the Pyrus. I had the Pyrus growing with me, I had the Pyrus growing, and then I had we growing on the east side. We had right there on Martin Luther King and Downing. Right across the street from the Burger King, we had a farm right there. Yeah. Then we set up the farmers market on the 5 Points of So been doing that for a minute, and then I transitioned from that to being a DJ. I was DJing and selling collard greens at the same time. I wake up at 7 in the morning, go harvest my corn, and then I'll show up there at 8:30, sell that and be ready at 9. And I'll be spinning and serving up at the same time. So
that's incredible.
That's incredible. I think the work that you're doing, deserves more, more attention, more recognition.
Right.
I think you damn near need to teach a class, write a book. You need to be like a professor. Or what I'm saying?
I mean, that's what it's been like. I've been speaking at all these universities from. UC Irvine, Tuskegee University, showing up there, blue flag out the pocket, I'm sagging and everything, still up there. But then, just being my regular East Side self and still showing so much love, trying to connect that unity for our people. Because I think if I come up there, loss of culture, like I can't connect. I already know what I'm gonna deal with, and I love it a lot of times walking up, just like this. You know what I'm saying? And people, they be like, hey, you ain't got no, I'm a doctor, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Leave me alone, you know what I mean? Try not to lose that, get into that category that play a hated degree vibe, because you already know what happens. Yeah. But because our people a lot of times we don't really see affluence in academia as a part of our culture, and so a lot of that has to just be reprogrammed, you know what I'm saying? I revere people like, Dr. Cornel West and Eric Dyson and, you know what I'm saying? And, even in the unacknowledged, like the Octavia Butlers and, you know what I'm saying? I can go down the line with these names, but you already know where I'm coming from, you know what I'm saying? For real.
Okay. That's lovely. So my last question is to Shay J, if you don't mind, speak a little bit more about the BVI and what's that about and what y'all working on.
Yeah.
Give me some game. Tell me about
the Black Business Initiative, it has been a blessing just to be a part of the growth of this. My girl, Jice Johnson, who is the CBO, started it in 2015. I came aboard about 2.5, 3 years ago. I came aboard as, at first, and what I love about it is that we were 2 sisters that absolutely did not know each other. So I just want to really change the narrative of women, you can work together, not know each other, not be sisters from the hood, and really just find each other and love each other where you're at and grow together. And she was like, hey, we started contracting with one another and then realized we had the same values. And that's when I talk about values being real. She was like, well, what you stand for? I was like, well, what you stand for? And we had been working together for like a year and just contracting each other out, paying each other both back and forth. And it just became a thing of like, let's build this out together. And really the Black Business Initiative is about helping Black companies start, scale, and grow. So we help companies that really say, yo, I want to take this from a hustle to a real entrepreneurship, to a real business. Right. And it's just been a blessing to watch these companies grow and help people get government contracts, help people really groom their businesses. We just ended our Black Boss Summit. DJ KTONE's our DJ for that. And we, this is our first time going national for the Black Boss Summit. So
you understand that DJ is important?
No, I understand how important it is because I know one thing I know is that our people like a little bit of entertainment, no matter what we do. And so we're spitting out fire knowledge. This year we did how to pivot, position, and profit in the new norm. We brought Dr. Eric Thomas as our keynote speaker, and then a host of other speakers, about six other speakers from different cities around the world, and just really bringing our people together and say, how can we help be a voice for our people? Why entertaining? Why educating? And why putting our people in a different position? And so it's just all about building out 7 generations of Black wealth. And I'm just excited to really see us grow. I'm the creative director of the company and the co-founder, and as well the founder of CTM Media, which is our media side of it. And we're moving, we're not stopping, we're pushing it. So Black businesses, if you're out there, you need help, this is what we're here for. We want to help you break the mold. We want to help you get to the new place. We want to help every Black person get to that C-suite. We deserve to be CEOs. We deserve to run our own businesses, and we deserve to franchise our businesses. And we don't want to talk about anymore just buying Black. We got to build Black. It's not just about buying Black. We got to have brick and mortars. We have to have the back distribution ends, and we have to really be in that position. And that's what it's all about, really putting our people in a position to win and win on our own systems and win in real time. So it's a blessing.
That's so dope.
That's super dope. That's super dope.
So what's next for BBI?
Oh, what's next? What's next is our annual vision board party. We do it every single year. It'll be the first weekend of December. This is the first time, of course, we're going virtual. And so we do a vision party every year. Weren't you our DJ again last year? You're our real DJ. I'm like, K-Tone's our DJ. He's our official DJ.
Can we just get a yearly contract?
Okay, we're just going to do a yearly contract. I don't know what we were thinking.
Let's do that.
But this year we're doing a vision board party and we're doing it virtual. So it's going to be the first week of December. We're going to have some vision coaches. So since it's virtual, we're going to keep you safer at home. We want you to throw in your party, have a vision board party, because we really believe if you manifest it, if you put affirmation behind it, if you can visualize it, you can obtain it. And like I said, I've been an entrepreneur for over 10 years, and I have never, let me tell you, COVID, we haven't missed one bill, one paycheck, and not missed one thing of payroll. So when I tell you, like, really being consistent about building a team and having everything you see, you can do. And so the Vision Board Party is just that. Really making sure our people get back in touch with what they believe. And I hope you didn't lose hope for 2020 because it's been a hard year. But let's get right. Period. Your check ain't never bounced, right? Let them know. It ain't never bounced.
So that's the first week of December?
First week of December. We'll do the first Saturday of December. We do it every year. Okay. But this year we're going virtual. Why not?
And I'll vouch, bro. The vision parties be dope, man. Like, I've been doing my vision board consistently the past 4 years.
I just started vision board.
Really?
I just started that this last year,
and
it's dope.
And look, I'll be looking back. I'll be going back to my board every. Dang, I did that.
Wait, let me tell you this about K-Tone real fast. Let me tell you this.
Everything.
Thank you, K-Tone, because I think it's so important for men to be involved in this vision board party because you're the leaders. You're the leaders of your family, yo. We are strong women, but we submit to real men. Let's be honest. Right. And what I love about K-Tone is he has some visions, and this dude will come back to the vision board party and be like, well, let me show you how I did it because it's in the magazine. K-Tone is cutting himself out of the magazine and posting himself on the vision board like, did that, and now I'm going to do this. Like, bruh, what are you doing? And, I mean, just to see people manifest, like I tell people all the time, when I was in New York and I was coming back to Denver, I had looked at a whole bunch of places to live. Like, I don't know where I want to live. I'm cutting out different like layouts of places. So finally I land on one. I put it on my vision board. I put a date on it. So for a couple months, I was like, I don't know, maybe it will not happen. I put like June 2nd. And when I moved back here, I moved into this exact layout, July 2nd. So that month that I was doubting, it didn't really work well for me. But it came back to full fruition. So everything I put on my vision board, I said goals with numbers. I've met every last one of them. So I'm going to tell you, if you really want it, you can get it, y'all. You can get it. It's real.
Awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
You said December 5th.
December 5th. We're doing it, y'all. Let's do it. We're going to get y'all the information. We'll make sure you get it first. And then you
give me the information.
Make sure we get that.
Please do. Yeah. Let's do it. And I want y'all to get y'all's kids involved this year. Make sure your kids are doing their vision boards. We want to see these babies start to manifest what they want.
We all should be involved. Everybody in this room.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm going to make y'all vision coaches. So y'all going to have a little team. We're going to make watch parties.
So why don't you make Cave a speaker this year?
Woo! Ooh, now that's right. I always have a speaker. Always do. No, you're on it. And the thing is, so this year we're talking about health and wellness is our key component. Because if you don't have health and wellness, nothing that you put on your vision board is going to manifest. Like, you got to be in the healthy state, the mindset of it doesn't matter. So, like, you are it. You're the epitome of what we're talking about.
Thank you.
You're it. You're it.
Without giving you information.
Like, period. You're it. Yeah. Like, this is huge. And I just salute you, black men, for being in the building. Of course, I'm always with my sisters because I ride with my black girls. You know what it is, black empowerment for my women. But black men to be leaders in this moment. Thank you guys for really using your voice for something powerful and really creating that position of like, they're watching you, they see you. And even when they don't say it, they see y'all. Yes. So thank you for that, because this is what we lean on. This is what we depend on.
And I just want to say real quick, and I'm not just saying this because I'm sitting here. I'm being real. Like, KTONE and SQUIZZY, I'm so proud of y'all. I love y'all so much. I watch y'all moving, and I'm just like, like, y'all are really doing big stuff and really trying to push and
put
trying
purpose
to put
behind
Denver.
it. Yeah.
I just be looking like, damn, like, this is just,
Let me tell you this real fast. When I first moved back from New York City, I decided to write and direct and produce my own play, KTONE. That was his first play. I put KTONE in the first play. I was like, KTONE, you want to do a cameo? He was like, I've been ready. Like, have you? He came through ready, though. So, like, it's beautiful just to see the growth and see everything that's happening. It's a beautiful thing.
For me, I'm just working on the legacy, man. You know, legacy for my kids, legacy for the city. So 50 years from now, they
gonna know you was here.
Grandkids,
They gonna know.
We're gonna go. Where y'all going? We're going to KTONE Rec Center or whatever. They're gonna talk. They're gonna talk about
and they will.
on everything I love.
Absolutely.
But that's my
put
goal.
it down on everything.
Right.
And if you haven't got your Vote on Everything t-shirt, I don't know what you're waiting for.
Yeah.
Go on everything.
Official DJKTONE.com, man.
Boom.
Get one of them t-shirts, man.
Vote
we
on
only got
everything.
like 30 left. Just get them.
Get your shirt, yo.
Tuesday.
Period.
Come on,
Let's get your shirt. Get your shirt on everything.
Before we go, I have one last question for J Love. I would love to hear about this new show you have.
You putting on two now, J Love. You putting on two now.
So the first one, episode 1, started today. There are 6 episodes. It is of season 1, and hopefully it'll go from there.
It will.
Depending on if we have sponsors and stuff. It is on Sparks Network, and he came to me with an idea, and I just put it together and did it. So a lot of people don't know this about me, but I do film editing and all that myself. And so my whole show is, I did everything from beginning to end.
Wow.
So
tell us about it. And tell us what Sparks Network is, because I don't know if a lot of
Sparks
people know.
Network, if you go to Roku TV or Amazon TV, you can download the app. It's spelled SPARKX. And my show is called The Hit Spot. And basically it's like MTV Raps. It's me mixing videos. Doing mixing like I do. I'm not a big scratcher, but definitely I am a mixologist. I can mix like nobody. I mean, like, that's my thing. I mean, I can mix. Like, you know, I've had KTONE sitting there and be like, damn, girl, what's that? Let that ride. Like, I can mix. So, definitely it's that, and it's me talking. My first show has an interview with Lyrica Anderson, who's my girl.
Nice.
I have other ones up my sleeve. I'm definitely working with Beige Low. I'm working on Maya, the old school R&B singer. So I've got some good ones.
That's Chef's girlfriend, by the way, in case you don't know. Make sure you have it in there.
That's my buddy. So I'm working on that part, and it's an hour long, and you know, if you can go support me and download the Sparks app and watch my show, obviously we're some viewers. I get paid by the sponsors, so we're working on sponsors for my show. So far, we have a few up our sleeve.
So let's get her some sponsors.
Let's get her some sponsors.
Hold on, Sparks. Spell it again.
SPARKX.
So what day does the new episodes drop?
You know, it's one of those situations where you just like first one aired today, and then you can just pull it up anytime. It's like, you know, TV today is where you can just.
No, I'm talking about like when is your next episode? Like episode 2?
It'll be up next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
So every Sunday will be a new episode. Exactly. So my first episode is all R&B with Lyrica and that kind of stuff. My second episode is going to be all Denver slaps. So it's going to be all my major Denver artists and the guys that have rocked with me. And there are some major artists here that are starting to really like cling on to me and rock with me. So I'm going to be featuring their videos.
Can we get a hint like who?
And I'm going to have an interview with my brother here.
Nice.
And then my third one's going to be old school because I'm old school.
Yeah, don't let Squizzy jump on that.
So I'm going to rock the old school on the third one. And then when I say videos, one of the things, I was Apex's main DJ for 4 years. And when I was at Apex, one of the things was I was a video DJ, but also I have over 30,000 videos, old school from the 60s all the way up to current. And I update my videos, at least 5 or 6 videos a day from different DJ sites. I pay over $130 a month in just subscriptions to DJ download sites to make sure I'm on top of it. And
that's dope.
Awesome.
You know, I mean, when I was DJing at Apex, the one thing that was crazy is I was taking people back. I was playing something. I played Janet Jackson 80s mixes, and people would be sitting there taking selfies of themselves in front of the videos because they had a big screen, like, you know, taking them back. That's what I was doing. So,
That's dope. That's very dope. We definitely will support that, and we're going to get you some sponsors as well.
Yes, I need the sponsors.
We're going to download this album. And we're going to sign up and make our vision board on December 5th.
Let's do it.
There we go.
Do you sell these by the gallon?
I'm trying to save mine for the morning. I'm really having a hard time.
Just come over, man. Just come over. I got you. Right, don't trust me, man.
Because at 4:30 in the morning, regardless of what time it is, I will be at the gym.
I need to pull up once a week. And get
I got you.
Or just tell us how to. Man, I need some recipes.
Right, Tony was like, I have to make these a lot. So
I got the juice.
It's not the recipe. He has a Bugatti.
Yo,
when he says a Bugatti, this is what he told me. I walked in the house, he just said, "Yo, this the Bugatti. Yo, you ain't got this."
I got a pure juicer. It's a juicer that has a press on it. So like, you know, so what you might get like, you know, like maybe like 3 cups, I can get like 6 to like 3 gallons.
Yeah,
so I could just buy one.
So,
yeah, you can.
Costs a lot of money.
It's the Bugatti.
Yeah, I mean it's $3K.
I mean, it's got to be good because I tried juicing and mine was not this.
And like I said, your health and wellness is important. I mean, like that's something that, you know. I mean, I like organic food. I like nice clothes. I like nice shoes. Of course, my juice is gonna be just as nice as that. You know. Right. So if you think about it in that concept, don't have a $3,000 earlobe and a $2 stomach, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm just being real.
Trigger.
Talk about it. So on that note, I love the way you just ended that. So if we could use your help, we just might ask them to help. Okay, that's how we're gonna switch it up.
Oh.
No, it works better that way. Okay. So
I bet.
So at the end of every episode, we like to take a vote on who has the best kicks on the DOS. So I came with the custom Air Force One, you know what I'm saying, made beautifully. Beautifully. Shout out J Customs. And as KTONE has the
look, I got them classic Deodoras though. That's the Deodoras. Feel the texture. Just feel
Are
the
we
texture.
feeling them or just looking at them?
Hey, man, if you like to enter the competition.
I'm gonna pull up. You know,
You gonna pull up?
Yeah, I got a little bit. I mean, I got these ones. You know what I mean? I like the designer classic. You know what I'm saying? I don't even remember what designer this was. Yeah, it's the Adidas on.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
okay, J Love, anything?
Always. We already know
That's
what I
some
like.
classic Maxes.
Every time.
I'm a B
But
boy,
look at them Deodoras, man. Look at the colors. Look at the suede and Deodora, bro.
Are we making a vote?
I have my boots on, guys.
If you're still paying attention in the comments, please vote on which sneaker you think is the best.
There you go.
Please vote. Don't feel like you gotta cheat for anybody.
No cheating for anybody.
If you're still in the comments, please vote on which sneaker
Why would they cheat?
you think is the best today in this episode.
Let me pull out the Frito on the socks, though.
This is a really hard one, guys. They're all really
Shay J,
cool.
as you're not entering the shoot in tonight's competition,
Do you know about Deodora?
Sprinkle capitalism, yo.
Classic Deodora? Come
These
on,
are
man.
hard. Okay, wait, time out. You can't make ad-libs while I'm trying to make my decision.
Okay. He always makes
I'm not
ad-libs.
saying anything.
You're right. He is, though. He's trying to...
No, not now. He says
Okay.
he says something every week.
He told me to
he
stop doing
complains.
it. I'm
He
letting the
cries.
shoes do the talking for me.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I love both of these shoes, and I just like men with good sneakers and clean sneakers. So you both win in that aspect. Thank you for having clean, real sneakers.
I like
But I'm gonna go with the black and yellow because I'm not a white. I don't really like
Thank you.
white. So I'm gonna go with the black and yellow just because the color is getting you. The color.
And I love both of them.
I love both of them.
I love both of them. I have to go with
I've seen those ones, but I don't think I haven't seen.
I gotta do squizzies. I gotta
Pass
do
him the-
squizzies.
No, pass him the tissue.
Oh no, Squiz.
And on that note, thank you, DOS.
Thank you.
Season 2, episode 3. Thank you to J Love. Thank you to Shay J.
Yes.
Thank you to DJ Calvin.
Cave him.
Cave him, I'm sorry.
Oh, now you hating on him.
He
He mad now. And
He turned around.
Tune in next week. Tune in next week. We're going to
I don't
right
even
back.
know
Shout
my
out to the
name.
R Network. Follow
gonna be
them,
here.
share them. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that. The R Network, Gold Boys, Get Busy Living headquarters, and we're gonna catch you next week.
Wow.
Peace and love, y'all.
We already done.
Peace.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you lending us your eyes and ears. What's ours is yours.